Superman is here. It's in the theaters, and it already has started making some moolah. The question is, good numbers for the WB? Bad numbers for the WB? Looks like it was a strong opening weekend. Okay, international opening. But I guess the good news is the numbers came in, and that $200 million marketing number that came in was actually $100 million. So we'll discuss that. We'll discuss whether or not if you're WB, you're happy. That and more on the show here today with myself and John. It's going to be really heavy spoilers today. We're going to be doing a spoiler discussion on Superman. So if you haven't seen the movie already, I highly recommend not watching this show unless you don't care what's happening. But we are going to talk about that. We're going to discuss it today. Thank you guys so much for getting us to 200,000 subscribers. We hit it over the weekend because of you guys. Appreciate it. Let's get into it. It's a show with myself, John Roca. Here we go. Thanks again, everybody. Welcome back to the show here on Monday. It is a Superman spoiler-heavy discussion, and joining me on the show is John Roca. Hello, Roca.
What's up, man? How are you? How are you doing? Happy Monday. How's the world? How are you?
So far, so good. I'll tell you the fact that looks like we're going to finally discuss, as we talked about last week. I said, look, let's have a conversation once we both have seen this movie.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to do myself here because you're looking. I want to make sure that there we go.
Am I looking bad? What's going on here?
No, I just want to match how it looks. So anyway, we both saw the movie.
Yes,
both.
We did.
Okay, it's fun. What's hilarious is that as you were definitely the one that was kind of hitting hard coming into it. Like, oh, he's going to hate the movie just to hate it, and it turns out that's not the case at all. And I think you might even like this movie even a little bit more than I did.
Possibly. As we talk about it, we're going to find out. Yeah,
we're going to discuss that. So the other thing that's good is, and we'll discuss it a little later because someone asked a super chat about it. You feel like you're going to be owing me a second steak dinner, right?
Oh, Jesus. I can't believe it. I don't understand what's wrong with people's minds. Like, I don't understand it. I'm so shocked. I thought this thing was going to
Nope.
And God bless, it crossed 530 something million
already.
What is wrong with you people? Stop going to see dinosaur movies. It's a terrible film.
There's no world they're going to stop seeing it. So it's 2 steak dinners you're going to owe me. It's amazing.
Damn it. There's not enough meat in this city from how much I'm going to owe you here.
I just can't believe that you keep betting me, even though I keep roping you in. But we're going to discuss this movie.
Damn conspiracy. Yeah.
It might be. Let's get into the first part of this, and we'll dive into the actual spoilers in just a moment here. But what I wanted to get into the box office is because the box office was decent, like about close to like 130 or 125 or whatever the hell it was. But it didn't do big, huge numbers in the way that, again, Jurassic World did.
Yeah.
Didn't do that. And this is what we talked about. I've been talking about this, is that Superman, regardless of what, if they want to change up, it's not true, Truth, Justice, the American Way. It's associated with it. And it really is. And it's like, he's never been a big international draw.
Yeah.
But despite a robust marketing campaign, Superman only made $95 million at the international box office this weekend, raising concerns about just how high The Man of Tomorrow will ultimately fly overseas. Superman opened to an estimated $122 million in North America this weekend, adding $95 million for overseas for a $217 million global bout. That's way under what I thought. I thought this was going to cost at least 300. People were quick to point out how wrong I was on that, and I'll say, yeah, I was wrong. I thought it would make at least 300 million. I thought they were shooting low when they said 200 million.
Should have bet the steak dinner on that. Damn it.
We should have. I don't think I would have bet that, though. Strong start for the DC Studios reboot, but one that's raised concerns about just how high the Man of Steel will fly in. Jurassic World Rebirth took an expected bite out of the movie, while Fantastic Four First Steps is also fast approaching. Fortunately, neither Smurfs nor I Know What You Did Last Summer are expected to pose much of a threat to Superman during its second weekend in theaters. The Wrap has, however, shared some valid concerns about the blockbuster's performance overseas. Superman fell short of initial expectations with its $95 million international haul, meaning only 44% of its global came from those markets. That's left North America, Canada, to do the heavy lifting, especially after it only grossed $13.3 million combined from China, Japan, and South Korea. The movie also made less than expected in Europe, with a combined 9.6 million from France, Italy, and Spain. In the UK, it opened with 9.8 million, which is a decent start, albeit one likely negatively impacted by a recent heat wave in the country. As the trade explains, I would think that would boost it.
I know you want to go to air conditioning.
Air conditioner, unless you're going to get into the F1 situation I was in. I told you that, right?
Yeah,
that was horrible. As the trade explains, along with general superhero fatigue internationally, Superman has never been the global box office draw. That's what I said, that Batman is, thanks to Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. Well, there have been some arguments that the decline of the U.S.'s image under Donald Trump is impacting a hero that for decades, hey, look at me. I didn't even read this article. For decades was associated with truth.
Skip this paragraph.
Yeah, right? Truth, justice, and the American way. Even with Gunn downplaying the last part in his film, box office history suggests it's not that simple. Elaborating on that, the piece points out that 51% of Superman Returns' 391 million global gross came from domestic receipts. Man of Steel fared a little better, with 56% of its 670 million haul coming internationally, but it also has the advantage of Christopher Nolan's name being attached to it a year after The Dark Knight was released in theaters. Good point. As a result, Superman is shaping up to be a domestic-driven title. That stacks the odds against it being a huge hit. Though we recently learned that Warner Brothers Discovery executives will be happy with an eventual $500 million haul.
Bullshit.
I don't know. It makes more sense now, considering that the marketing has been clocked in at 100 million. We thought it was 200 million. 500 makes a little bit more sense now. I don't know if they're going to be happy if that's the truth, but they won't bang their heads against the table as hard as they would have if it was 200 million. Anyway, while that figure won't lead to a huge profit, it's enough for Superman to be considered a moderate success, a welcome change for pace for the DC brand after a series of box office flops like Black Adam, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and Joker, Folly a Doo-Doo. Throw in the positive reviews and DCU's off to a good start. It will just be up to the likes of Supergirl and Clayface to build on this momentum, along with whatever it is Gunn has planned for 2027. Superman needs to have a great second weekend, though. Great. Yeah. So we'll move to that. Okay. All right, John, lot there. But what do you make of that in general?
I think Superman's in trouble. Clearly, I'm not breaking any new ground saying this internationally. I think they're in trouble, and I want to be able to have this discussion with people. And those of you who are watching right now, this is going to be a nuanced discussion. And what that means is put away your warm fuzzies about the movie and let's have an honest conversation of the box office. Okay. Don't get it twisted that the box office is mixed in with your fuzzies. It's not. I like the movie. I love the movie. A lot of you who are watching liked or loved the movie. Some of you didn't. The film did well domestically for an opening weekend. It didn't beat overall Man of Steel. If you factor in the previews of Man of Steel, it didn't do, if you do it adjusted for inflation, it didn't do well compared to 1978 Superman, which is like $1 billion in our today's money. But it was a good start. It was a good opening weekend domestically. I'm a little surprised at how much Jurassic World Rebirth took a bite out of their box office. I wasn't expecting that, and that was a bit of a shock for me. But you look at the international numbers, it's clocking in lower, 7 to 10% lower than Superman Returns or Man of Steel. Now, those who defend this will find any excuse. It's a different box office time. People don't go to the movies much anymore. How do you explain all these other movies that are doing so well? This is a Superman movie that is launching your unit. It's like Superman. This is, I've said this before to a certain friend of mine, comparing it to Iron Man. It's so off base to compare to Iron Man. Completely not the same brand recognition at all. This is Superman. And for them to be like, okay, with 500, like excited with 500 million, if it even gets to that, and the positive reviews, I think we're lowering the bar so low just so we can feel good about DC again. And that's where I think people have to separate their warm and fuzzy feelings about the movie from the actual brutal, honest truth of what might be happening here. Because if this thing doesn't even get to 500 million, because it's very much a domestic-driven film now, if it doesn't get to 500 million or just barely above 500 million, I can't imagine Zaslav is popping wine bottles when you look at the budget being 225, and that's probably a lie. It's probably 250 or 300, even with the tax incentives. And then you add in the marketing, I think it's probably closer to 200, even though people are speculating that, because we're only getting those numbers from Warner Brothers. And so how honest are they going to be? So let's say it's let's be nice, 300 million overall.
Okay.
If you're making 500 total, you're not even making double your money. Right. So to me, that's a flop. I don't care what people say. That's a flop.
Nah, that's a disappointment. Flop.
Yeah. To me, compared to Superman, like Thunderbolts is a flop, but kind of a flop, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think they lost their money that you can categorize that. Sure.
But this is Superman. Like, it should be up there in the $700 to $800 million range because people are going to see superhero movies. Deadpool and Wolverine, again, over $1 billion. So to me, these are good opening numbers, but I'm a little worried for what's coming next. That's my honest feeling.
Well, you have to definitely be nervous with, the competitor of Fantastic Four that's going to take that, because you're making your money domestically. Domestically, you're making your money. That's where you got, because clearly Superman just does not hold up internationally. He just doesn't. He just traditionally just hasn't been able to do it. I thought the points that they made a comic book movie was right. But
where are you at on this?
I think that, like I said, I think that the first part of it is domestically, it's a nice number, right? I am surprised. I mean, even though I knew that he just doesn't pull the same way that dinosaurs do internationally, I think that I thought it would do at least up to 300 million for opening collectively, right? But the other thing, I've been talking about this on the show for what the audience is going to say. Yeah, we're exhausted by it. I've been talking about it for 2 or 3 months that Jurassic World is probably going to be the biggest one out of the three of them, because internationally, dinosaurs. That's it. They don't care about what's being said on the screen. They don't care. They just want to see, and it just plays to everybody else. They're literally, if you're paying a ticket to go see dinosaurs running around the place, good looking CGI dinosaurs, which we can both agree that they look great. Yeah, even though they're monsters and not dinosaurs, but that's who cares? You're getting what you paid for. If it comes to the jokes and other things that might not transfer over internationally, because the story, the emotion, all that stuff might not transfer over the same way, the tone. So let's see how Fantastic Four is, but it looks like Jurassic World's going to beat Superman overall.
Yeah, and I want to make it clear, like, my issues with James Gunn, because I can already see people probably painting it this way. My issues with James Gunn are my issues with James Gunn, but my issues with the movie, I loved the movie. I want the movie to be a success. But I'm also a realist, and I'm not afraid to be a realist. I'm not caught up in, but I love the movie. Don't talk mad about the movie. Some people want to, I saw some people going after the box office today saying it's ridiculous, like plugging their ears and going, la, 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 don't talk to me. It's like, come on, be adults. There's a box office situation happening. Take a look at it, analyze it, have an honest conversation about it. It doesn't take away your love of the movie. It doesn't take away that it was a damn good opening weekend, but not a great one. So, like, all of that still exists, and it looks like they are going forward with the DC universe, given those statements. I mean, it's weird to me, the touchdown dances they were doing this weekend, Zaslav and James Gunn. Kristian, this is like celebrating after the first round in the Schmodown. You don't know what's going to happen after the third round. So to me, I'm just really, I guess they must have been so desperate for this film to do well that they issued these statements.
Yeah, but I think that they have an audience enough for me to say, okay, you can. It makes sense that you would continue on. It's not like it's.
But you don't even know what it's going to do. What if it comes in under 5?
You mean like week 2? Well, week 2 domestically is the most important. The reason why I still think that domestically it's going to still start to do well, and I have people that never see movies, like who text me because they know I'm in this business. My uncle, he sees movies. I took him to see the Bob Dylan movie because he was a big Bob Dylan fan. He hasn't seen. He hardly sees anything in the theater, right? Ever. Last night he texted me, goes, "We're going to see Superman tonight." And I was like, okay, domestically, that's the kind of thing that I think more people will be doing. And we will be discussing this next Monday. That's the big, that internationally, week 2, probably not going to do great. It's what does that number look like here? Yeah. That they can still keep putting money in there. And I think that they're going to hit around 600, I think, overall.
You do.
Between 550 and 600, I think they're going to hit. And I
think
if
you hit 6, I guess you're happy, because if you're saying 5, you're happy. I guess 6.
Enough to say, it's enough to say, look, the guy just doesn't pull internationally, but we're proud of what we did. Right. We did some good numbers here in the States. And now we know that maybe we don't lead, or we don't really go heavy with a Superman 2. Right now, we do that idea that we had. We start to really put together the big 3. We put together the Wonder Woman movie. We put together the Batman movie. We teamed them up later on down the line. I know they're doing Supergirl. And I was like, we'll get into it with the spoilers, but like, how much is that Supergirl movie? Because I'll tell you, from what I saw and I love Millie Allen, like I've said this, what I saw in that, I don't care to see a Supergirl movie right now. After what I saw in that movie, I don't care to see a Supergirl.
No, I loved it. I liked it because I liked that attitude, and it's appealing to the younger generation. If you look at the demos and the way the box office broke down, people under 25 liked the
that's
movie
it.
more than
Okay.
people over 25, both
Yeah.
male and female.
Okay.
across the demographics.
Makes sense.
That being said, though, I think having Supergirl and Clayface after Superman, now, if this Superman doesn't come in at a higher number, I think this is a dangerous road to be walking. Because I agree with you. I think there are a lot of people who don't want to see Supergirl. I want to see it, but I know I saw a lot of people across social media and online and talking to people, friends of mine, who weren't impressed by that. And now it's like, if that affects the box office for Supergirl, and then Clayface, which is being made for less.
Clayface is being made for like $33 in a Snickers bar.
Exactly.
So
You want to be following up with a Batman movie and a Wonder Woman movie. Like, you want to be knock punching. Now you're gonna like little jabs. I don't think it's gonna.
I didn't love Supergirl, but you make an excellent point about how it plays the younger generation, because I will cash it in. I will accept it. The old man card, it is here, because I went to Trader Joe's with my daughter the other night.
Yes.
And so I walk up, and there's this kid, the cashier. If he was 19, I'd be surprised.
Yeah,
right. So he's standing there, and I say to him, "Hey, you guys take Apple Pay, right?" And what do you think his response is to me?
Duh.
What happened? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. All I asked you was if they had Apple Pay.
What
happened? What do you mean, what happened? You can say, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir, I didn't hear what you said."
Yeah.
What? Excuse me? What happened?
Yeah.
Who hires these people?
It's a New York 19-year-old.
What happened? It says. And I was like, it took every bit of me to not embarrass my daughter right there. It took every bit of me. What happened? The guy says. And I go, he has ski cap on. I'm like, what? It's almost 85 degrees, and you're wearing a ski cap asking me what happened. What happened? What happened? It's the worst. I wanted to shave his head.
Do something with your life.
That was my kid. You kidding me? What happened? Oh, Dad, I was working the cash register, and the guy asked me about Apple Pay. And what'd you say to him? I asked him what happened. That's my first instinct. What happened?
That needs to be the new T-shirt. What happened? Just some person
standing there. Anyway, so
real quick, it's the worst thing, isn't it? It's like, and I want to speak to what you just said. It's the worst thing.
Shakes fist at cloud. Someone said 100%.
Kristian and I, separately, young rebels in our own lives, like we mess with the system, but when you get older, you start to see these moments pop up that you saw other people go through who are older than you, and it really freaks you out when the moment shows up. You just
100%.
go, how the hell is this happening to me?
I accept it. And to be fair to that kid, if I was saying that type of slang back when I was 19, it probably would have been me. It doesn't mean that I can't look at him and go, "Hey, kid." When someone asks you a question, you don't answer it with "what happened." You say, "Excuse me, I didn't hear you." What? Anyway, Supergirl was very similar to the "what happened" kid, and so when I hated it. I hated that scene. I hated it. It was like it threw me off, and I'm like, "This is going to be a full movie of this." And I said, "Well, wait, she's drunk, because of the red sun thing." So okay, they explain that. And I get she's an asshole. I get it, because he had the great upbringing. He was the one raised by the two great parents. She got screwed. She was there when the planet was shit to see all of it. She is, mentally in a very different headspace. I love all that stuff. It's great.
Trauma.
Yeah. She's dealing with the trauma. If that's the movie that we see, and that's more or less how she is, then fine. Then I'm on board. But if we get that for 2 hours, which we probably won't. She was drunk, but if we get that for 2 hours, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, there is some serious stuff that happens in that book there that they're basing the film on. So there'll be, balance out from those kinds of scenes. But her and Momoa are going to have those kinds of scenes, which I think will be a lot of fun. Those two going at each other, probably working together and also busting each other's balls, so to speak. And so that's going to be an interesting element of the movie. But it's going to be James Gunn's taste. Even though he's not directing the movie, he is overall seeing it. It's connected to his Superman universe, so it's going to have that kind of irreverence to it. But will it have the emotion and the heart and the stakes? And some people, although I like the emotion in this movie, some people felt the emotion was missing a little bit from this Superman movie. So we will see. Other than Mom, Pa, Ken, I think that's well, people came after them too, man. It's really.
We're going to dive into spoilers in just a moment, but as far as box office and all that other stuff, What say you guys? Put your thoughts in there, whether it's in the live chat, whether it is in the replay, and of course on the Clips channel. So many of you have been visiting the Clips channel lately and going. We put all the segments from the show up on the Clips channel. So if you haven't already subscribed to that, it's just Kristian Harloff Clips. It's in the description. You can find it there, or you can just search it on the YouTube bar. All right. So before we get into it, I want to tell you guys we have three great sponsors there. We'll tell you about two of them right now. I got to tell you about Trade Coffee. Tell you about Trade.
Are they back?
They're back. Yeah, but now they're back. Cold brew now. They get cold brew. Everybody's asking if they have cold brew. Yes, they do. Here you go. I know how much you guys love Trade. Well, if you didn't already, you're going to love them even more. Cold brew now. This is what they got. For me, I love drinking cold brew. I used to rely on the old grocery store concentrate of the $6 cafe runs, and it's tough. Mostly out of what I thought it was convenient. But as you know, I found Trade. I love Trade. It's so easy now just to make cold brew at home. Plus, it tastes way better, and it costs so much less than buying out. Trade. What's Trade? You know Trade, but I'll tell you again, Trade is the #1 coffee destination in the U.S. for both hot and cold coffee drinkers. They've sourced the best beans from top roasters across the U.S., and now they have a special cold brew collection. You got to check it out. They've teamed up with 15 roasters to create a special cold brew bean collection. It ensures your cold brew at home tastes exactly how it should, smooth and delicious. I love it. I'm telling you, it is so much easier. It has been so convenient. I mean, how long have I been talking about Trade? 2 years? And I don't talk about somebody that long and stay with them that long if I don't love them and fell in love with them. And that's what I love. Limited time, Trade is giving 50% off a month of cold brew. Did you hear that? 50% off. That's over 60 cups of cold brew for 50% off when you go to drinktrade.com/Christian. That is drinktrade.com/Christian. Get 50% off 1 month of cold brew. drinktrade.com/Christian. People keep reaching out to me and keep telling me about how much they love Turtle Beach. And I said the same thing I say every time someone says that. I say, I told you so. It's the best. I love Turtle Beach. It just enhances your gaming experience in general. I told you guys I was playing Indiana Jones, and I love the game so much. And I wonder if one of the reasons I love it so much is because of Turtle Beach and the headset that I have. It's so good. It just brings back the feeling of the old school kind of gaming. This Gen 3 Stealth 700 headset that they have, it's really like stepping into the golden age of gaming all over again. But with the catch that this time, the audio is richer. The surround sound's more immersive. The battery lasts an insane 80 hours. No more crackly mics, no more missed call-outs, just pure uninterrupted gaming exactly the way you remember it, but better. It's the best. What I love about Turtle Beach is not just the headsets. They have every gaming accessory you could ever want, and they're all high quality at prices that don't break the bank. From flight racing simulators to controllers, keyboards, and mice, Turtle Beach is the ultimate gaming cheat code. So this is what you do. You head to turtlebeach.com. Use that code Christian for 10% off your entire order. 10% off your order at turtlebeach.com with that promo code Christian. You're going to purchase it. They're going to ask you, they say, hey, where'd you hear about us? You say, Christian told us about it. Please support our show. Tell them that we sent you. Get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. Thank you to Trade. Thank you to Turtle Beach. Guys, keep getting them. That's why they keep coming back. And I hope that you look at the description in there. I hope that both PLD or Luke put the description for those both in there.
Get on it, boys.
That way you can get it. If you want to, where do I find the links? Well, we just posted the Loki season 2, and all the links are in there. So, John, you're in a good spot right now, man.
Am I?
Last week, I think it was Roxy and Mike. They did a show right when Superman dropped, so they crushed with like 203 whatever. Oh, I didn't let them know they won last week. I didn't even do that.
I didn't see the text.
I didn't let anybody know who won. They won. But you're in a good spot right now. You got 37. We're not even close. We're not even close to the questions yet. So 37 thus far. So let's see if you can pick up a win. So let's get into these spoilers because we got a ton of it, and just talk about soups right now. Superman spoilers in general. We're going to be discussing the movie. We both saw it. If you guys didn't check it out, please, again, come back when you have, because we don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but you've been warned. Okay, so the second it starts, like I said, I think we both enjoyed the movie. I did like a full 40-minute spoiler review on it, giving my thoughts. There's a lot that I liked. And I think that there's criticisms that I've seen that I agree with 100%. But I think that the difference is that you either really enjoyed the tone and how you felt coming out of this, or the criticisms that you had for it just overtook it and you couldn't really get past that on a technical side. I didn't fall on that side. I fell more in I felt like a little kid watching a Saturday morning cartoon,
Right.
which is what it felt like.
Okay.
I thought Corenswet was excellent because they set it up. And the reason why, because I told you my issues with, I thought what we were going to have with the humor with James Gunn. And some people did have this issue that sometimes the humor kind of interrupted some really good moments. And I don't disagree with that, but I think that they set it up consistently, especially right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. So I liked the opening of going, hey, listen, just let you guys know the metahumans have been here forever, or they've been here for a bit. This has happened. This has happened. This has happened. A couple of years ago, this happened. This is when Superman came in. And then he lost his first fight. Boom. Here we are in that moment that we saw in the trailer. He's bleeding. He's wheezing. He's in trouble. Krypto comes in and lets you know, if you haven't seen any of the trailers, this is the tone of the movie. This is it. From that start, the rest of it is the tone of the film. I liked how they did that, because I thought that if that would have been in the middle of the movie and it wasn't consistent with it, I mean, here's a dog flopping around and doing this. I'm like, oh, because they didn't overuse Krypto. I was worried they were going to, but I don't think they overused him. The question I have for you, and you can talk about the tone and all that in the beginning inside of this response, and please, everybody in the comment section can answer this for me too, because I didn't understand this. Okay. So he hits the ground. They say he lost his first battle. He got beat up. He's wheezing. He's in bad shape. He goes to the robots. They help him out. They blast the sun on him. He goes back to fight. He essentially loses again. Right.
Right. Not that bad though.
It's not that bad, but what does he do? He just gives up. He just says, "Okay, forget it. I'm gonna go to work now." Because it was a weird cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. He just it's like, oh, he's fighting. He's got it. Oh, no. He didn't win this one either. And then he decided, I'm gonna leave now. I need to go to work now. I was like, wait, how did that end? Did I miss something?
No, I mean, they're looking at the front page, right? He's looking at the front page as he's talking to Lois and Jimmy about it. And of course, we find out later that Lois knows that he's Clark, so he's known that Superman's Clark. But like him looking at the speculation and all that. So clearly he did lose again. And so but then eventually, I guess the Hammer of Bravia took off, because of course we find out who the Hammer of Bravia is, which is Ultraman. And so he probably just kind of hit that point where he couldn't do it anymore. And then it was the next day. So these are the certain things that you see in the movie that make it comic booky, because that's actually what you'll get in a comic book. It's just the panel and you're like, well, what happened? And you move on and you realize that this is still an ever-present threat that they're going to swing back to at some point down the road in the comic book story that they're telling, or the run that they're telling. So yeah, I hear you. It was a bit of a, oh, okay, we're doing this. So clearly they knew that this was going to be a prevalent threat throughout, and they didn't want to finish off dealing with it. But showing him losing again, I don't know what you get out of that, because the whole point of the opening was to make you see how resilient he is and how determined he is to fight back, even when he's injured, to fight and protect the people of Metropolis.
Sure.
I think was the point.
And you have to, and I think the ultimate point there too is that Lex is monitoring the whole thing.
Yeah, right, exactly. Showing that.
And so the stuff, again, what I want to do is the stuff I liked, some of the stuff inside of it that I didn't like. I want to try to be as balanced as possible with this thing too. Where he's looking out there and you're getting right away that this Lex is going to be a problem. He's a hateful dude, and he also is very smart. It's the Lex that we've always known. I love what they were doing, how they incorporated the technology and all that. And what we see, what drove me nuts in the trailer, and what drove me nuts at first, and I've come to maybe be on board a little bit more with it, knowing where it goes.
Okay.
It's still chaos. There's still all this stuff going on in the background that at any given moment, one of these things, Ultraman could hit you in the head with a laser, or Superman can come flying through and kill you. And here's Miss Tessmacher taking selfies out the back, like nothing really is going on. But I think it added to the tone overall, which again stayed consistent. Plus the fact we know why she was taking the selfies. We
eventually find out why.
Right. So I don't have as much of an issue with it. I think that when I was watching it at first, I'm like, this woman's an idiot, right? But then it turns out she's actually pretty smart when you look at what she's been doing and the kind of stuff that she's been digging the dirt on Lex throughout it. So
yeah,
I guess even hearing myself and talking it out with you right now, I'm realizing it was probably essential to that part of the movie, and it did stay consistent with that, Saturday morning cartoon part.
Well, and it honored what we saw in the Superman movie in 1978 with Miss Tessmacher, who was, I think, a little bit more on top of it than this.
Yes.
So at least initially, you think
Yeah.
But Lex is also, but the reason she ends up turning on Lex is the same reason that, to a degree, that this Tessmacher turns on Lex as well. It's that Lex dismisses her, thinks he's above her, and and that her mom is going to die, and he doesn't care because all he cares about is his money. And in this moment, in this movie, he turns on her and throws things at her. Ultraman yanks her out of a closet. So there's this thing. So was she taking the pictures because she wanted insurance or whatever, or did she discover that she was taking these pictures throughout
and realize that as she was
and
looking
realize that with Jimmy?
Right.
Yeah, right, exactly. Because she's not she maybe radiates dumb, but clearly not dumb if she was taking these pictures and they happen to all line up to these important events that essentially ensnared Luthor in a criminal investigation.
Yeah. I like the homage to both having Mr. Tessmacher and Otis Berg in there,
Otis was great,
which is great. So they had both of them. But I thought sometimes, like, and again, let's jump all over the place. Like when we get to like jokes, there were some jokes that I thought worked really well. There were some things that James Gunn does often, is that, okay, it's a funny joke, but does it belong there? And the one that stands out to me is, right, Mr. Terrific was terrific. He was one of the best. He was one of the standouts of the entire film.
Stole the movie.
Loved the scene. And the crucial part when Lois is going and saying, "Hey, you three idiots, I need your help. Like, we got to save this guy. He's stuck in this pocket universe which he doesn't know yet, but he's stuck in this thing. I need help." Right. He's the only one that helps. He's the only one that has this kind of character. He does this whole thing. And he's like, "I'll help you. I know you guys are dating." That joke, hilarious, good, fun. And then let's go he's like, "I'll take my car. We'll take my ship." Great. End it there. That big, stupid garage scene, it was such a James Gunn joke. And it's like, "Oh, we're waiting here. It's like, no, now let's just get to it. You hit those moments. Funny joke. I care about this guy. I care about her. I'm so locked in. Staring at the thing. Oh, this is funny, isn't it? We're just waiting. It's like, don't do that. You loved that, didn't you?
No, I felt it a little bit in the moment, but by the time that joke hit, the movie had earned my goodwill. So I got what James was going for, and I didn't ding it too hard for it. But I agree with you. The thing is, I agree with you to a degree in that I think the joke could have gone quicker. And the whole slow garage, as soon as the garage was coming up slow, the fact that she waited till the thing was almost open or halfway, like it should have started a quarter into the garage door slowly opening, her going off on him about it and whatever. And so I understood why he put the joke in there. And that's James's proclivity at times to like throw these moments in so you don't get too dramatic about it. And it gave Eddie something more to play with. But yeah, I hear you, man. It felt like a forced joke, but I think he was doing that for the younger people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So I'm just letting everybody know. Yeah. This is going to be a spoiler-heavy discussion where we're talking about the good. Okay. No, we're going to talk about the good and things we didn't like. It's not called nitpicky. It's called, here are the things that we liked. Here are the things that we didn't like.
Who's saying nitpicky? If you're saying
it doesn't matter. The point is, there are things that we like. There are things we didn't like. If we're just going to say, we're not going to sit here and just wave. Look at all the great stuff. Look at all the bad stuff. Don't do that. Go to another channel. I'm asking you nicely. Go away. And if you want to talk about the things that you didn't like and the things that you did like, this is the show for you. And so what we're going to do again, speaking of the stuff that I liked, Lois was great. I thought she was so good. I thought Rachel Brosnahan, perfect cast for this. Perfect cast. And so setting up, and I like the choice of having them already. Look, you get it. We know that Lois and Superman, they've been together. This is it. You know who they are. You know it enough that they have a relationship, and I bought it. Their chemistry from the second they open up and they're in the kitchen. I'm like, there you go. I'm on board. I love what they're doing there. And I liked, some people talking about nitpicky. Some people thought that the getting upset and getting angry of Clark was too much. This is the most human we've seen him. He is, and that's the whole point of this movie, is that he's trying to capture the human side and what he loves of being human in general. And by him getting upset, he's like, I love that moment when he goes, people were gonna die, and he's sitting there talking to the girl he's dating, but he's like, this is huge. And I loved that moment in general.
Yeah, I thought that interview moment worked so much better in the context of the movie than it did in the trailer, because when they took the pieces out of the trailer, it looked like he was just like this angry, emotional, aggressive dude. When you watch it in context, you see that this is part of his ethos, and he's trying to have this conversation with Lois. Plus, they're at this 3-month anniversary situation, and he's got a bit of a swagger to him. So Lois is like, well, let me you've been kind of skating by on not getting called out on some of the things that you're doing. Let me call you out like you would normally get called out if I was to interview you, because you've been doing these puff pieces on yourself. Here's the reality. And so I like that as a element in the movie, and it exposes Lois's lack of confidence in relationships sometimes. And so I like that as a back and forth. And I agree with you. It's very human, very believable. And the way he walks out, we've all gotten in fights with a girlfriend or boyfriend and had that awkward thing where you walk out of their place quietly and they're somewhere else in the room, in the apartment quietly. And you're just like, well, I don't know what's going to happen from here. And you just kind of walk out. I loved that element to it. And of course, later they apologized to each other. That was really sweet as well. So yeah, I agree.
Relationship.
Yeah, relationship. I know some people were complaining that there wasn't enough between him and Lois, and I thought there was enough between him and Lois. My only complaint with Lois was that I wanted more of her being the journalist, and I thought it was a bit of a cop-out. Although the Tessmacher thing worked, it was Jimmy Olsen who got that information and gave it to Lois. Lois wrote the article, but I wanted Lois to do more investigating and less being Superman's worried girlfriend. That's what I would have wanted.
That's fair. I loved Jimmy Olsen, though. Skyler did such a great job. So good. I liked his interpretation. I love the fact that they turned he's a ladies' man. Loved that, the way they played that. I'll tell you the other thing that I liked is that even though this is the thing that was it a little bit overstuffed, the movie? It was. But and do I think that we needed to have more development, even though it was overstuffed, with if you're going to put Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and Guy, I think that'll maybe develop them even more, because what I thought they did that was good is out of the three of them, Hawkgirl was developed the least. Right?
Yes, agreed. Unfortunately.
But the reason why we like her a lot is because she's just such a good actress. She has, when she does, she shines on the screen. And then we've already said Mr. Terrific was the best. The way that they put him together made me more. I didn't know anything about the character. It made me way more interested in his involvement in the DCU in general. And the fact when you guys were talking about the TV show potential, I was like, if you would have told me that before I saw the movie, I'd be like, I have no interest in that because I don't know anything about the character. Now it's like, give me that tomorrow, because he was so good in the role. And Guy Gardner, who I was the most concerned about, I was like, is he just going to be a goofy idiot the whole time? And I was told many times, well, he's a douche, but he's a douche with a big heart, and he does really care. But he's kind of a pompous ass, and it's exactly what I got. And I thought I was never annoyed by him. I always said, he's an ass kicker. He's able to do what he's able to do. He wants the Justice Gang thing to pop. So I thought that stuff worked for me. And yes, it had a Guardians type of feel for it, but I thought it worked.
Yeah. For me, it didn't feel overstuffed because, like, I brought my own knowledge and my own experience with these characters into the movie. And so I can understand if people feel this way, though. I'm not bashing anybody for feeling this way. It's just for me, I was like, oh, got it. Okay, Metamorpho, got it. Justice Gang, got it. Yes, he's not my Guy Gardner, but he's a good Guy Gardner for this particular movie. The Hawkgirl, yes, I agree. I think it's criminal sometimes, the thing with Isabella Merced, because this is a damn good actress, and they're not giving her a chance to shine more and more. I love that she got a chance to sign Last of Us. I wanted more of that, but of course it was attached to a season which half of the people seem to have not liked. So she's not getting enough of a shine off of that. And I thought she was damn good here. And her screams when she's tossing Homie out of the fucking window was great. And then you look at Mr. Terrific, as I said, stole the movie. Can't wait to see a show if they're going to do that with him. Somebody mentioned Ryan Coogler was there at the premiere, I think, and him and James Gunn were having a conversation. I mean, if you give me a Ryan Coogler directed or executive produced Mr. Terrific series, I'm going to lose my damn mind. Right. So I love this idea of all of it. I thought it all worked. For me, I was like, okay, you're doing pocket universes. That actually worked for me. Yeah. Like the way they were casual about everything and nothing was a big deal, I think was important for me watching the movie, because they didn't make it seem like, okay, we've got to explain everything we're doing here so that you catch up. It was more like, this is what's going on. This is just part of the world. It's not that big of a deal. So
I really, speaking of that pocket universe scene, that scene worked for me, because when not only when he's there and you have Metamorpho, who eventually is going to become more of this character, and he's begrudgingly using the kryptonite to hurt Superman because he doesn't want Lex to hurt his kid. Right. I love that. But the scene that got me, that I was surprised, because it did shift in tone a little bit, right? Where Lex brings in the dude who gives Superman food in the beginning of and they execute him, and I was like, oh, they're just gonna torture him. No, they execute him, and the pain in Superman's face, and a great job by David Corenswet of what he does there, because you felt it. And I think it really showed again what Superman has always been about. And that's just, I always remember Superman 2 when he's like, no, the people. It's always been about the people for him, always. And he really, it takes a piece out of his soul when he does that. And as he's laying there and finally gets Metamorph has to come back. He's like, why, you still look gross? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I guess you need the sun. He's able to form it. He has that moment. I thought all that stuff worked pretty well.
Yeah, the prison stuff is, pretty harrowing. I know some people were like, oh, this is a silly, goofy Superman. I'm like, did you not watch the prison scenes? Because that's pretty brutal. The fact that this guy is willing to imprison people for an eternity for writing a column about him or being an ex-girlfriend or probably being a business associate that he couldn't screw over or something. They're all stuck in these cages. And now he's got, or prison cells, whatever you want to say. Now he's got Metamorpho and he's got his kid essentially right across the hall from him. So he can see his kid being held by someone else as a way of torturing him and also a way of making him do what he wants him to do. Then, as you said, they bring him, look, I'm going to tell you this. I know some people get mad in the chat. I don't care. I didn't like the trope of using a person of color and killing them to inspire the white person to fight. I didn't like it. But in the movie, in the context and the way it was done, I was able to forgive it because I understood what they were going for. They didn't build up the relationship enough for me to really feel the power of that death. For me, it was more about shocking nature of it all, that they went that brutal. They shot it from far away, so you don't see the blood, but you see and you hear the gunshot loudly, and you see his body crumple. So they didn't cop out on that, and I thought that was a really smart decision by James Gunn. So
I agree with that, but I'll push back a little bit. I don't think that I think that it's an actor. I don't think it's a matter of taking out the fact that they're being constantly taking out a person of color.
Seeing it constantly for 40, 50 years, Kristian, where they do that, it just gets a little.
He was strong though, and he was, and he sat there and he's like,
don't do a stereotype.
Don't say anything. I mean, that one I'll push back on you with, because I actually think that by doing that again, showing how strong that guy and what he was saying, he's going, don't tell them anything. Like,
again, I'm not saying it was a stereotype that he was playing a stereotype. I'm saying that decision is a cliche that we've seen in so many movies throughout.
We'll agree to disagree on that one. All right. So, but moving on in general, what they did is setting up certain relations. I think we both can agree. I think Perry White was non-existent.
Yeah, that was frustrating because Wendell
Pierce is such a good actor.
He's so good. He'll come back more. They'll use him more.
If there's I said this on the review with the Geek Buddies, if there's a Daily Planet series, that's what I want. Wendell Pierce, who's been great on Elsbeth this season, the last 2 seasons, he's a damn good TV actor, The Wire. So having him be the Perry White for a Daily Planet series, I think would be a lot of fun. So I hope they bring him back to do more. That's a criticism of the film.
I guess if they're going to do it,
all the scenes. Yeah.
I don't really think that they should do a Jimmy Olsen series or anything they were planning on. But if they do, that's where you would use Perry White. But I think Perry White will show up in other movies and other things. They did reference. There's references to other stuff happening within the DCU, and they put some stuff in there with how the Green Lantern Corps works and all that other stuff. And
there were certain Easter eggs with Justice.
There were certain Easter eggs for sure. And even like the end credit scene of what is happening there with the fact that Mr. Terrific it basically helped and so how smart this guy is that he was able to put together this thing and Superman just saying, well, there's still things like, oh, I'm such a jerk sometimes. That's the kind of stuff that I dug and I like that. And what I will say, as I saw in the trailer, because I didn't know the context, as I mentioned many times over, if the context wasn't there and it just seemed like it came out of nowhere when he's exhausted, he's doing this huge fight and he's laying there and Mr. Terrific goes, what are you doing laying around? He's like, I'm not laying around, I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
That works so much better in the movie than it did in the trailer.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. They made that work in the way it's supposed to work because it was in the flow of a battle.
Yeah. Again, as far as things that we liked, things that some things that I liked but didn't like at the same time.
Okay.
So I like that they have to get into the Fortress of Solitude. I like that they essentially did it through, and the reveal of how they're able to do it through Ultraman cloning him, getting in there made a lot of sense. Loved that part of it. Loved the science behind it. So Lex and his goons kind of go into the Fortress of Solitude. They get in, they wreck the robots really quick. Now I'll be nitpicky on this all day because this is the trope that I hate.
Okay.
I said it in my spoiler review. This has nothing to do with Superman. It's every movie that does this. It drives me bananas. There's explosions and everything going by, and here's the too cool character. I don't care if it's a villain or
Oh
a
yeah,
hero,
yeah.
and he's just walking through as things are just flying by his head. Nothing's gonna hurt me. It's like you are one of the smartest guys in the world.
Yeah.
Duck or wait for it all to stop and then go over. the too cool slow motion things going by the head. It took me out of it. I'm going, Lex, come on, guy. Like you easily could get hit in the head, you're dead, and then your plan is you're not a metahuman. You're a human being. You could easily get killed. If someone else was walking by and did that, that was so stupid to me.
Yeah.
But then to cancel the bad with the good, they get the message with Jor-El and his wife.
Yeah.
Now the idea, I'm torn.
Okay.
I'm torn on the Jor-El stuff.
If it's real, right? If it's true,
I'm torn on it because if it's true, I'm torn on it because part one, the reason why I'm for it, is because it essentially says the entire theme of this film, which is Clark was raised as a human being and is taken to the human race and just wants to do good by people.
Yeah.
And initially, he thinks that that's what his parents are telling him to do.
Right.
So when he finds out that that is not what they are telling him to do, he realizes who his real parents are, and they have instilled all of the stuff that he ultimately wanted to do through them.
Yeah.
That message was received loud and clear, right? And it was done very well.
Yep.
The nostalgia part of me and the thing, Jor-El, the way that he's always been played is, yes, he's been a hard ass.
Yeah.
But never been a lunatic. Hey, go bang as many chicks as you can and take over these humans, right? That's never been a thing. Mad scientist, sure. So I am kind of hoping, even though we still got to that realization about the parents and everything too, that we find out whether it's in Supergirl or something else too, it was BS. I don't think it will be, but I like having Jor-El as, as the good pops who wanted to have his kid do right. Like I love the interpretation by Russell Crowe,
right?
The Marlon Brando stuff too. Like so I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was a shocking moment, but I wasn't caught up in it like other people. I saw the reviewers like they've destroyed the lore, and it's like, how much?
I'm not there.
How much do you know about the lore to understand if they destroyed the lore? Because we've seen Jor-El be bad in different formats. Smallville, although we found out later he wasn't. Like there's been storylines in the past, right? And for me, what I tweeted out was, look, this is the opening film in the DC universe. James Gunn is not going to wrap everything up in a nice bow and move on to the next movie. Right. He has to plant seeds for the things that are that he's going to pay off later on. We have a Supergirl movie coming, and I imagine that stuff is going to play into it. Is this a real video? And then you go, well, this is a guy who has an IT team that is dedicated to his every whim, picking up pens off the floor, getting punched by him, whatever, to do everything he wants them to do. So would they be involved in creating this thing? The engineer clearly is biased, as well as Superman tries to save her and redeem her in the stadium, and she refuses to do it. So is she biased? And then, which I thought was great. And then you add the fact that since this is the first movie in a universe, there's a possibility that Luthor, who is working in pocket universes, could be working with Brainiac. And so you throw that in as a possibility down the road. So if it is the thing they chose to do, I thought it was a gutsy decision. And if they stand by it, great. There'll be a lot of fun to see how they make that work. But if it was something they're going to correct later on, I thought it was a nice, shocking moment that will pay off later, because it'll show you what really happened. And what
I'm not in that camp of, oh, you ruined the lore. I'm in the camp of like, it's disappointing, but I get it. Like I want the message to not be true. Right. But if it turns out that it is, I get it. Right. Like it's like, it's just, they don't really understand, these beings on Krypton don't really understand like what the human race is. That Clark had to discover it on his own and understand that they were wrong and realize like who his real parents were. I thought it was a really sweet moment. And speaking of lore, and I know that they've changed, and Mike has made this clear in a couple different times that in a couple different comics, that they've had both of his parents be alive, right?
Yes.
And I think that Mike explaining that kind of cushioned the blow a little bit for me when they were indeed alive, because I said, okay, especially by the time you reveal at the end why that is, it makes sense. Because one of the reasons I always thought it was so crucial for Jonathan Kent to not make it through is because it shows Superman, I can't save everybody.
Right.
You just can't do it. And I love Man of Steel. I really do. I love the movie. It was the thing I disliked about that movie the most was the way that Pa Kent died in that movie, because it took away from the idea of what Superman was able to do and can't do at the same time. And I still think that the Donner version did it the best, where he holds his hand and goes, "Oh no," and falls on the floor. And he's like, "I have all these powers. I can't do anything. I couldn't do anything." That to me was the essence of being human. That was it. You can't change. I mean, although I will say, as much as I love and am a Donner defender, although he figured out a way to fly around the planet 1,000 times and bring Lois back. So, but nonetheless,
but he was like, and the thing
is, at the time, right?
And I pushed back on the Man of Steel stuff too, because I did that, and I talked about that this weekend and did a full-throated defense of that movie because I love that movie. I think the Jonathan Kent death absolutely works for me because of the context of how it was set up. He is fighting with his father in the car about the fact that his father wants him to take over the farming business, and Clark is being condescending to his father about being just a farmer, right? So we've seen him battle with his father about his instincts to save people. And we saw that with the bus, right?
Yeah.
So there's the 13-year-old kid, and his father's like, I don't know, maybe he's not saying yes, let people die. He's just trying to figure it out himself. But he gives him the feeling, the purpose, right? But clearly Clark is at that age now. It seems to be 17, 16 when he's in the car, that he wants to kind of walk his own path. But now we get into a life and death situation. He sends his son to take care of his mom. Jonathan Kent does. And so Clark's over there under the bridge with his mom, and people are watching. Everybody is right next to him. And Jonathan Kent saves the dog, stumbles out, stops Clark from saving him, sacrifices his life so that Clark doesn't reveal himself too early to these people.
I know why they did it.
That's what I'm saying. It worked.
I know why they did it. I just didn't.
I cry every time when I watch that.
It's fair. It's also because it's a great performance by Kevin Costner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. But getting back into Superman itself, and then what we'll do is we'll get any questions that anybody has. Any spoilers, it'll be open. And right now, again, we have 56 questions before we even started. So you guys, I would say any questions today that you have, throw in anything that we missed spoiler wise, throw them in there so we can, if you want us to cover anything that we might have not discussed, because I'm trying to figure, the Ultraman stuff and how I got serious Winter Soldier vibes though from, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it was predictable. As soon as they opened the Fortress of Solitude, I was like, clone. Okay, let's see where this goes. And the fact that he doesn't die, you don't see him die. He's definitely going to come back. Right? Zorro,
it makes sense. That makes sense that they're going to do that. I think there's a couple good setups throughout the whole entire thing. I think that's the majority of the stuff.
Is that everything
I can think of? But again, if people have other things they want to discuss, let us know in the comments. As we were going to get to, again, we've got another hour left of the show. So anything that you guys want to discuss that hasn't brought up, please do it. What did you think? What were your thoughts? We're going to put the full spoiler review up on the Clips channel. You guys can watch on the replay here. Make sure you make your thoughts known. All right. When we get back from the break here, we're going to get into your questions.
Hey.
So before we do, Hydro, baby. I know John wants one. Summertime is hectic, man. There's so much going on. You got to try to fit stuff in. So you got to try to fit in. How do I fit working out? How do I do it? For me, I love having Hydro at my house now. I've been talking about it. You guys, Hydro? We're talking about Hydro? Yeah, I'm talking about Hydro. Because why? There's no commute. There's no class times. There's no juggling logistics. I just hop on it. I get an amazing workout. 20 minutes fits into whatever kind of day I'm having. It's a game changer. It gives me a full body workout. It's got arms, it's got legs, it's got core, everything. I'm hitting 86% of my muscles in one session. I can do it in just 20 minutes when I'm busy. That kind of efficiency, it really matters. I love that I'm not just following some random trainer, too. That's one of the things I really have responded to. The workouts are led by real athletes, Olympians, baby, world champions, people who know what they are doing. It makes a big difference for me. I feel like, okay, this person knows what they're doing. I'm not just listening to some random video out of nowhere. So for me, again, just having it in my place, and if I miss something, I'm like, oh, man, what am I going to do? How am I going to get myself to the gym? I don't need to. I have it at my place. So I'm able to skip the gym and not the workout. I stay on track with Hydro. For a limited time, go to hydro.com. Use that code Christian, and you're going to save up to $450 off your Hydro Pro Rower. $450. That is HYDROW.com. Use the code Christian. Save up to $450. Hydro.com. Code Christian. Well, thank you to Hydro.
There you go.
John, I know how bad you want Hydro.
Hydro, listen, if you're watching, send me a Hydro. I'll do all the commercials for you. I would love a Hydro with the 22-inch screen, the HD screen. It's amazing.
It's so
I've
great.
wanted one for years. Come on.
It's amazing. All right, we're going to get into these questions, and there's a ton of them. Actually, I was mistaken. It's actually 63, not 58. There's a couple that it didn't register, and I've double checked and made sure. But I wanted to let everybody know. Look, so we hit almost 10,400 on the Grasping at Straws pilot. A lot of great comments over there, a lot of nice things said, and people have been discussing and asking about the new show that we are working on. I have finished the first draft. The director is currently looking at it. I have the script out to the director right now. I'm going to get word back. We'll see. Hopefully the director decides they wants to do it, and if they do, then we're going to then start to put together the numbers as far as what a Kickstarter could look like. Now, whether or not we do a pilot or whether or not we do a full season, we shall see. John, what do you got going on the channel, man, before we get into these calls?
I just I've been doing more and more stuff on the channel here over the weekend. New episode of The Truth, really diving into the box office numbers there and giving as I said, my full-throated defense of Man of Steel and addressing some of the controversies, which we didn't even talk about, the Mom Pa Kent stuff that a lot of people had issues with over the weekend, and the Jor-El stuff and everything like that. So that's up there on the channel now. I'm doing shorts. I've got 4 or 5 shorts that are up now that I dropped last week, and we got the hot mic, and I'm sure the Jedi Way comes back this week, and Geek Buddy stuff, and live tonight, 5 p.m. PT. Snyder and I are going live tonight on my channel with a new episode of the hot mic. We break down all the Superman stuff and the news and the controversy, the box office, a little bit of our review of the film as well. All of that is going to be live tonight at 5 p.m. PT. YouTube.com/John Roca says.
Perfecto. All right. Let's get into it. Let's start. So there's about 5 questions that didn't register, so I can't put them up on the screen, but I can read them. And the first one is from Caesar2929. It says, are you going to show Sam my Apes trilogy? The answer is probably yes. Now, when? I don't know. We got to finish the MCU. We're at Loki right now. We're going to do Agatha. We got to do the remainder of the movies. Then we have our live show that we're going to do on August 9th, going over all of the Marvel movies. But then we got Lord of the Rings. We got Harry Potter. We got the Nolan movies. So I'm not sure. A lot. Caesar follows it up. It says, just saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for the first time. I was crying and laughing and kicking my feet during the end fight. Sam is going to love the ending. Yeah, it's so funny that Roca hates that movie. I love that.
I hate the ending. I don't hate the movie. I think the movie's great all the way up until the end.
What's the difference between that ending and Inglourious Basterds?
Well, in Inglourious Basterds, I know who Hitler is, and we see how bad Hitler is in that movie. We don't see how bad anybody is in that film in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt by himself takes out that entire freaking Manson family by himself, all by himself there on the ranch. I don't even mean the ending. I mean at the ranch when he punches the dude, it makes him change the tire. When he investigates what the women are doing, there's no threat. They are not posed as a threat at all. The only reason anybody thinks is a threat is because they know what they do in our universe. But in that universe, there are a bunch of idiotic, misguided fools. Even Maya Hawke jumps out of the car. That's how little of a threat they were. And then they're manhandled really easily by Brad Pitt and DiCaprio. So it's a lame-ass ending to a film that was really great all the way up to it.
What happened?
Yeah, lame-ass ending.
All right, let's see.
Oh, so Apple Pay!
Apple Pay. What do you mean, what happened? Go, pal. Got to skip the spoilers, but support. Thank you, Go, pal. Go see the movie.
Yeah, go see the movie.
Bulldog with a generous $20 donation. Thank you. I'm glad we didn't miss it. I'm on the fence about the Jor-El message. It opens up a plot point for me anyway. I do not speak for anyone else. If Supergirl was older when Krypton exploded, wouldn't she know what their ideas were for Earth and have told Clark? Maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's how they figure that out. But that's a good point. It's not a plot point yet.
Right. We don't know.
You got to see. So maybe that's how they explain it. They say it's a bunch of BS. Maybe somebody else kind of, was able to maneuver that. And by the way, I know this came from the comic, an old comic. What I loved, I loved the explanation of how Clark is able to fool everybody because people see a different face.
The hypno glasses. Yeah.
Love that.
And listen, it's good to be in the unknown. We don't know what it is. So stay split about it until they explain it more down the road.
Nathan Drake 253 who says, I was disappointed in Superman, and I usually love gun stuff. Come on, Lex has mind control monkeys trolling Superman online. What the F is that? So that's the point. That's what I'm talking about. Is that if you're not on board with this tone, because they set up that this is that kind of movie from the get-go with kaijus and everything else, that's the Saturday morning cartoon aspect. If you're not on board with that type of stuff in the beginning, you're gonna rightfully so say, what am I watching? Monkeys on doing troll stuff? What is this? It didn't come out of nowhere. That whole thing, it's consistent to that Saturday morning cartoon. That's why it didn't bother me. If they were trying to be like a serious movie the whole way through, and then those monkeys came out of nowhere, then I'd be like, what the hell was that? But I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's sure. He's got monkeys doing online stuff. Okay, that tracks.
It wasn't even that big of a deal. That's the thing. Again, that's what I liked about the movie. You're walking past that scene. You're not standing there looking at the monkeys, watching, like it's a 10 to 15 second scene in the movie. You're walking right past it, seeing them, seeing one shot of their screen, and then you're moving right. It doesn't become an integral part of the movie in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. So I didn't mind it,
All right, here we go now.
All right.
Bok Bok Chicken.
Hey.
Why doesn't Lucasfilm try to create and develop new IP under their banner? Are they only allowed to develop projects based on IP Lucas himself created? It's a fantastic question. But I think that the answer is they haven't really locked down the stuff that they have already. And I don't think they have. I think they're too nervous to start creating original stuff because they haven't perfected the old stuff.
Yeah, Star Wars is stuck in that place of having to cater to the nostalgia, but then also wanting to walk its own path. But every time it tries to walk its own path, there are all these people who want to hate on it before they even get a chance to see the overall result. And so it's a tough time to be a Star Wars person or Star Wars creative. I wouldn't wish that on anyone right now. So
it's crazy how they're the number 3 game in town right now as far as the geeky stuff goes, right? I would say I would put out of 4. If you're going to put 4 in there,
okay,
we'll throw Star Trek in the mix.
Sure.
Right now, Lord of the Rings will come back soon with the Hobbit movie. But for right now, I'm going to say you got number 1. Still, I think right now Marvel's still number 1 game in town. I think DC's number 2 right now. I think there's more interest in DC. If you put more people are talking about DC and caring about DC stuff than when new Star Wars projects are being announced. Then I put Star Wars, and then I put Star Trek.
I mean, brand notoriety, but I would say quality overall. Even with Andor, I still think Star Trek is giving Star Wars a run for its money. Quality.
Yeah, I can't speak on that.
Strange New Worlds is amazing.
Okay. Yeah, I hard for me to. I can't talk about that because I don't watch anything.
Yeah.
El Baba Yaga, 1928. I thought New Superman was a great introduction into a new world. To excitement is back to my favorite line of the movies. Thanks for watching my dog, bitch. Yeah, I mean, people like that. I was just talking about me, and so I'm allowed to say that.
You are, of course.
So I did not like it. Okay. And I saw something silly. I don't like when people do this. They go, "What? A woman can't have problems? What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, no, I didn't like that. That didn't matter who it was. If there was a dude who showed up and acted that way too, I'd say, what are we doing here? It didn't, like I said, that was my moment of Trader Joe's of the what happened. And is it maybe that I think John made a great point. The younger generation really responded to that. I did not.
Right.
Yeah. But I just can't stand when people do that. Like even the same way that when I was watching Ironheart, and it's like, didn't like certain things. I was like, oh, why? Because he spent so much time in that damn garage when he could be doing more stuff. Oh, problem with Tony was there is because the white guy was building stuff. Like, no, you idiot. It has nothing to do with it. Has nothing to do with it. Is the fact that if they would have spent 40 minutes with Tony in a cave, yes, I would have had a problem with that. If he had a television show and Tony spent 45 minutes in the cave, just in the cave with music in the background, when there hasn't been a lot of development moving forward, I don't care who it was. You can't stand when people do that. It's like it's a crutch, and it takes away from real problems when this shit really does go down.
Yeah, it makes it's boy who cried wolf.
It's crazy. It's like you can't
do both sides.
Yeah, you got to pick your moments. Yeah. You got to pick your moments. Like drives me.
Yeah.
R Dramatica.
Hey,
1 out of 2. Hi to some of my favorite podcasters. Thank you. Love Superman. I took my son and his 2 friends, and they had a blast. Can't ask for anything more. Not a perfect film, but we had fun. Mr. Terrific and Jimmy Olsen were the MVPs for me. Not going to argue with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Mr. Terrific for sure.
This is Mad Sinister McCall. What is something that you do that annoys your wife, girlfriend? Everything. Also, Lex wouldn't allow his girlfriend to take selfies in areas that could make him guilty. Team Lex.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, John.
I think that's false because Lex is an arrogant man-child.
Yeah.
And so he
wouldn't
thinks
imagine that
he wouldn't think that her, who he deems to be just another one of many he can have sex with or bang around and then move on to the next thing. He wouldn't think that she'd be smart enough to do the things that she's doing. Most intelligent criminals are taken down by something they didn't see or didn't counter or factor into a situation. Something that annoys my ex-wife when I
ex-wife?
No, sorry, my girlfriend. Sorry, when I take my fingernails off my fingers, just put them on the table next to
that's pretty gross.
the couch. Yeah, that's that gross.
Yes, tons. Like if I leave because the shower that we have, I'll give you 1 out of 1,000.
You share a shower. Oh, that's cool.
We have a shower that it's down. It's the downstairs shower that we have, and in this place we're moving, but in the shower that we have now, it's like if I put the mat down, why didn't you hang the mat up? Right, that's part one. If I don't put it, it's like there's a puddle on the floor. I'm gonna hurt myself. It's like every other freaking thing is something.
This is why we have 2 separate bathrooms, the Lady Outlaw and I. She has her bathroom, which is the master bathroom, and I use the guest bathroom just so we can.
Try that with kids.
No, fair point.
Part 2 out of 2. David Corenswet was a great Superman. I love the dog. Crypto didn't overtake the film for me. I agree with that. He did not, and I thought that he would. I liked how they introduced Millie as Supergirl. Funny. I'm telling you, I'm in the minority.
Yeah,
I'm in the minority. Mike Joyce N7. I enjoyed Big Ball's cameo in Superman. Did he have a cameo? What am I missing?
I don't know.
Was there something that he did? I don't remember.
Maybe the kaiju?
I don't know. The Donut Van 3871 made a core memory with the family. Nothing will compare to seeing my 3-year-old hold her arms up in the air while Superman fly around to save the day. That's the coolest.
That's awesome.
That's the coolest.
Yeah.
Hank Pym, Yeet, Tiffany and Trish, absolutely stiffy time. Was that from were they on Raw together or something?
No, over the weekend. WWE Evolution, the second female pay-per-view.
When was that?
It was last night.
Oh shoot! Why did they do that right after Saturday's main event?
Saturday's main event was Saturday, to counter All In from AEW, and then last night was WWE Evolution. A lot of people are saying it's either the best premium live event of the year.
I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. So did they fight each other or
yeah? Tiffany and Trish won at it. Of course, Tiffany.
Okay. I'll tell you that poor Seth Rollins.
I know.
Holy moly! What are they gonna do?
He's got to go, and clearly he's going to be out for a while,
long time,
probably a year, if not maybe 8 months to a year.
He jumped. I mean, even when he fell back, and look, I like Seth Rollins a lot. I've always liked him.
Me too.
I like him even more, where he is in the corner and he just knew that he needed to take it home, and he let LA Knight get the win over him.
Yeah, it was not booked that way.
No, of course not. It wasn't booked that way. He's in the middle of the corner, and the next thing you know, the guy he hits a move on him and pins him. He's like, I know I can't do anything, and let's take it home. That was I give him a lot of respect for that.
I feel like the whole faction has been cursed since they put it together. Braun Breaker's kind of disappeared on that faction. Bronson Reed didn't move the needle at all, and Seth doesn't need a faction. He is a massive star on his own, and the Paul Heyman stuff. So I thought it was a cursed faction anyway, and then this just kind of puts it all now into.
What I would do at this point is when you give Braun the ball.
Oh, great point. 100%.
You realize, and the storyline is right in front of your face. You say Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman together. Paul is left like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Braun Breaker takes over, dominates, giving him, and then when Seth comes back in a year, there's your feud.
Yeah, 100%. I even think Braun should kick Bronson Reed out of the thing and put his own team together.
He's 100%. But we'll see. Hank Pym, Naomi and Io put on a banger. The end kind of killed it for me with Naomi cashing in. So yeah, did Naomi win the belt?
No, Naomi came in and cashed in her Money in the Bank case, which I thought was great. I see people complaining about it. What about Io? Like, get out of here, man. Yeah, she cashed
Naomi won?
She won. Yeah, absolutely. So let Naomi have it. You know how many black female champions there have ever been in the history of the WWE? Let her have a little run with it and have some fun with it.
She's having a new thing. She was dead in the water. And she came back, and it was you, the one that pointed it out to me, because I was like, this. And you're like, no, you haven't been watching as much. She's been doing some of the best heel work that she's been doing. So if they can give her a run as a heel, 100%. And thought 5 of the 7 matches were good at Evolution overall. I got to watch Evolution because I didn't even realize it was going on. I was buried by and poor Goldberg. Say what you want about Goldberg. I love Goldberg, but they cut him off at the end with his speech. Come on.
Good.
Oh, stop. That's not nice.
Please.
Come on. You don't think the
guys matches are nice? They're boring. Boring. Exhausting.
At Bruton Geister 97. I agree that Supergirl's introduction was strange, but this version is dealing with a lot of trauma, so she puts on a front to deal with it. And like I said, that was my point. That's why I thought that stupid comment about women can have trauma. I literally had said right before that if that's what the movie is, the movie itself is like, yeah, that's what she does to cope. And we get more of like who she really is, then I'll be on board, and then I'll go back and watch this movie and go, oh, I get it. I said if that was the full movie,
right?
That's when I'm gonna have an issue with.
And I think this is important to clarify for you, Christians, like for you, like in your defense of your opinion, like people, you Bruton are coming in with your knowledge of what happens. So you have to also factor in the casuals who have not read Woman of Tomorrow are reacting to what they're seeing on the screen, and that's just as valid as your reaction because you have all this information that you're putting into that moment that isn't there for probably 85 to 90% of the audience, probably.
Okay,
and that's your next movie. So that moment is divisive. That could affect the box office. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Next one after this is Cisco 017. The slow motion scene was the best scene in the whole film. Which slow motion scene?
Is that when he was fighting all the guys at the end using his X-ray vision?
That was cool,
dude.
Yeah, I like that too.
The teeth thing worked. Hated it in the trailer. Totally worked in the movie.
It was enough that if I would have seen it in the movie and not even known it was in the trailer, it would have been
totally
coming and gone. I'd be like, oh, that was cool. I wouldn't notice as much as
again, they moved right past it.
Yeah, they really did. Yeah. IMDb Blake. I will say this about Superman. It will be my top 10 of the year. Look forward to revealing that in December. There you go. I don't know if it's in there yet for me. I started watching Black Bag last night. I really like it.
Yeah,
it's good so far.
Good,
but I was tired, and I started to fall asleep. It had nothing to do with the movie. We're in the process of moving, so I was like,
new place? You get a new place?
Just in general area, not out of state. But I'm just tired, and I'm just like sitting there, and I'm going, oh my god, I'm falling asleep, and I like this movie. I'm like, my wife and I were like, we like this movie. Let's give it its respect and finish it tomorrow. I started watching Novocaine, which I dug. My wife bailed on it.
So much fun.
She bailed on it. She was like, you know why? I made the mistake of not showing her the trailer because I've been doing that with Sam, and I just like Sam. I'd be like, Sam would just start watching a movie, and because Sam's going to be here, she knows it's a Marvel movie, and then she goes, "Oh, that's great." My wife, when we started watching, because the beginning of Novocaine, it looks like kind of like just a romantic drama,
right?
With a condition. She's like, oh, this is cool. And then when it turns into this action movie, she's like, this is too far-fetched. I'm out. And I was like, oh, if I would have shown her the trailer. But she also doesn't like extreme violence like that too. So
that's fair.
Yeah. The Dre Archives. I saw the movie yesterday as a DC fan. I thought the movie was mid. Plots all over the place, and Lex was whiny. Glad the movie's doing well though. I like that comment because that's that person's opinion, and said and ended it with, I'm glad the movie's doing well, because the same thing, the question I have for everybody who's seen the movie in here, whether you liked it or what, more so for the people who didn't like it. Are you out? Meaning that was it. You gave DCU a shot, but you're not going back to visit it now. That's what I want to know. I think that most people are going to say no.
Yeah.
That they're going to stick around. Adam Hitchcock 7705. Was the stake bet 500 million? No more bets, Roker Wolf. No, it's 700. And Roka still knows he's going to lose.
I think it was 750. No, 700.
Don't you start, because we still haven't addressed the fact that when you said that James Gunn shouldn't have directed the movie.
Oh yeah, no, I totally owned up to it. I said I stand corrected.
Yeah.
That's the kind of person I am. If you did, I'm wrong. I own up to it.
You did.
Son of Vader. Cowards on the internet. Yeah.
Loved Superman. Loved Man of Steel. Superman and Lois was better. I haven't seen it. I can't speak on it. First step, he's laid off. Mom dies of a stroke. Missed doctor's appointment for his kid due to work. All that power, yet it's as powerless as you and me.
Why is this okay? In all
you talk for a second, because they turned off the air conditioner here. It's driving me nuts.
Okay. Why is this okay in all the other Superman movies and TV shows, but you guys so many people had an issue with this in Man of Steel? It's so frustrating. It's one of the most human portrayals of Superman that we've ever seen. He is a kid at the beginning who has an instinct to do something. He's hiding who he really is from people, and it frustrates him because he has these moments where he really wants to show what he can do and who he is. and his father has to like kind of say like, you got to keep that down because we don't want you to get in trouble and all of that. And then he is the one who is in the essence trying to do good. He's stumbling. He's going to fall. Jor-El even says to him, you will stumble, you will fall. They will stumble and fall behind you, but you will eventually lead them. You need to learn what it's like to be human so that you can understand how to lead them. So there's so much human going on in Man of Steel that I think people just kind of get angry about because it's not their Norman Rockwell or Richard Donner Superman. And I think there's so much going on in that.
A lot there for sure. Unheard Siren Incorporated. Saw Soups yesterday. Overall, I really enjoyed it. James Gunn humor didn't always work for me. I agree. Casting was on point. DCU off to a solid start. Agree with all of it.
Yeah, quality-wise, off to a solid start.
Yeah.
Even though there are some people who didn't like the movie, I think overall, most 85 to 90% of people liked the movie. So
yeah,
that's a good start. Yeah.
He follows it up and says, thoughts on this theory? What if Jor-El message is actually Zod in disguise? Bradley Cooper as Zod would be awesome. You mean like pretending that
Jor-El?
Yeah, pretending that he's Jor-El and that's
Laura.
Or that'd be cool. That'd be a good reveal. I think they're going to stay away from Zod, though.
They'll bring Michael Shannon back one more time.
There's Terrence Stamp back. He's still around.
He's not around, is he? There's no
Yeah,
way.
he's still around.
Come on. Terrence Stamp? No way.
He's still alive.
112 years old.
I'm going to guess that Terrence Stamp is alive, and I'm going to say he's 87.
Okay.
Let's see. He's 86.
86.
And he's still with us.
Get out of here. He's still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Wow.
Love Terrence Stamp.
Glad I didn't bet a steak dinner on that.
No way. Spidey Sensei 72. Isn't it sad that overseas ticket sales are down because we elected such a dummy for a president? I mean, look, we don't necessarily know.
That's a ridiculous thing.
We don't necessarily know why, but Superman has never played with international audience, so we don't know.
He's the numbers are lower.
Yeah.
By at least 10 percentage points from Superman Returns and Man of Steel. So that is an issue, but I don't think it's connected to. Come on, stop giving that guy so much credit, man.
This is one to show Roca. Just to, again, Jurassic World's at 5:30 after its second weekend. I think Roca already bent the knee to the bet.
Probably. Come on, Fantastic Four. Come on.
I'm smelling some mistakes. Basically, what's going to happen is I think John's going to. Well, John may be going to his first Critics' Choice Awards. We don't know yet. He still doesn't like to go out. But if he does, I'll be in for that weekend. I might have to have him do one that weekend, and then I'll probably have to collect the following year for number 2. George Kalustadis. If Kara is already in Clark's life, then how could he not know about his parents' true agenda? Makes no sense. Well, again, we don't know how much she knows.
Right. Like he thinks that the parents are fine or whatever, and that's okay. Yeah. But again, Kara is dealing with her own trauma. Right. Kara is dealing with her own stuff.
We don't know what she knows and what she doesn't know.
Exactly. How much does she know and not know about what happened with Krypton?
Yeah, we can't say it makes no sense yet because we haven't seen the movie.
Stay open, people. It's okay to not know. It's okay.
Now, I can be with George if after the movie they're like, well, wait a minute. They just explain she knows everything that's going on. How does that make sense? Right. Then I'm going to go, well, George was right. Sure. But to say it makes no sense now, I can't say because I don't have any reference to say whether it does make sense or doesn't. Right. Boy, Wolfie. I love this movie. I thought what we got was Superman as a character in terms of being an inspiration for kindness and to become a better person. I agree with that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. All this stuff that's coming in about the both the criticisms and the positives, I'm agreeing with. Like I love how much of an inspiration was. Like David Corenswet really, it was such a different interpretation of Superman and one that I dug.
Yeah, and it's you could argue nature versus nurture. It also addresses that kind of argument, right? He's clearly a product of his nurturing, not his nature. And so it's like, okay, this is a nice approach to it. The fact that he starts out with one parent's being his soothing message, and at the end he ends with his Earth parents being a soothing message. I thought that was great.
It's crazy though. This movie though, like, and I'm sure you saw it on your out of the theater reaction and reviews. You'll get one like this. I love this movie, and then the next comment will be, "I hated this movie."
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Mr. J. Anderson, I can't put into words how much I hated Superman. Sure. I live in Canada, and my theater didn't laugh once. Count me out of the DCU. I'm glad people liked it. Hey, fair enough. It didn't work for you.
Yeah,
I think that as we said, look, he answered my question. I guess he's not going to be watching any more DCU. I don't know how true that is, though. I want to see if once like they cast like a Batman or whoever it might be, is Jay out? Because Jay, when those new movies come out and you say I changed my mind, I went and saw it, we're gonna have to give you some shite. Carlton Rudder,
hey,
London calling. What's up, Carlton? Saw Superman. It wasn't for me. But of course I respect those who loved it. Interested to see how Fantastic Four will fare now. We'll catch the show later. Well, thank you, Carlton. And did you see, by the way, John,
Yeah.
the 30 minutes that people have been seeing of Fantastic Four and they've been losing their minds about it?
No, I haven't seen that. Is it? It's not out, right?
No, I think they showed it. I don't quote me. I feel like it was Brazil.
Oh, okay.
I think so. And I think like 30 minutes, and people were saying, but it's the same thing. It's the best thing since Endgame and this. And what I said was like, look, you can say the first 30 minutes that I saw, I want to go watch the rest of this thing. But how can you say it's better than Endgame? You don't know what the hell happens at the end of the movie.
Again, what do I say? You're at a Comic-Con.
Right.
And they're showing you 30 minutes of the footage. You're already in your hyper nerd, everything is amazing state of mind. And so when you see it, you're just like, oh, you're glossing over any issues you might have because you're just glad and honored and blessed that you're in the room to see 30 minutes of Fantastic Four, which a majority of the world is not going to get a chance to see when it comes out. So you get caught up in that. And it's not, it's not unfair to say that that's not an issue there.
Jay follows it up. Says, John, I loved your Man of Steel deep dive yesterday.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah. I appreciate that. It's about. I was thinking about clipping it out, but we'll
should definitely. Or turn into shorts. John Vargas 8833 became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Great time to do it. We got 2 live streams coming up. Exclusive live streams. We have the Capes and Cows comic book that you can read. We have a bunch of stuff over there. Sam reacted to the Grasping at Straws pilot, the full thing. We're going to put that up exclusive to members. That's a fun one, too. But then, obviously, there's so many different things. We have the unedited reactions. We just put the Amazing Spider-Man up. We're doing Amazing Spider-Man 2. Tons of stuff. So thank you for becoming a member. It's a good time for being a member. John, right now, 93.
Hey,
93. It's pretty damn good start. Darth Vader's burnt asshole. Where you been? The direction DC is heading with Supergirl is smart. The comic they're using is excellent. I will say that. I've heard nothing but rave reviews about Woman of Tomorrow. I heard it's one of the best comic book runs ever. I didn't read it. It differentiates her character from just being a carbon copy of Superman. It's going to surprise people. And it very well could. And I could be sitting here going, look, man, when I saw this opening scene, I was like, oh no, what are we going to get? And the way they delivered this and the way they adapted this comic, I'm on board. Look, I love her. I think she's great. So are you familiar with the comic book?
Yeah, I have it right here.
You do?
I'm sitting here by my PS5. I am going to read it. Maybe I'll read it today or tomorrow.
Oh, so you have not read it yet?
I've not read it yet. No. I've talked to people about it and see the reviews of it.
Got it.
And so, I'm aware of what happens in the book. So I'm looking forward to finishing it off.
Maybe I was taking a pee when this happened. Sconzo 15. I thought the part when Superman saved the squirrel was cheesy. It took me out of the movie for a second, but overall still liked it.
Yeah. He saves a squirrel. Yeah, he saves a squirrel when he's fighting the kaiju, he saves a squirrel. But yeah,
in the tree, and they knocked over a tree or something. How did I miss that? Maybe that's what Mike Joyce meant about big balls.
Oh yes, that is what he meant.
Okay.
Yeah, good point.
So no, I don't know how I missed that, but there you go. Cisco 017. They should have added more Cat Grant scenes. Would have made $1 billion. It was a great film. Really enjoyed it. 8.5. Very colorful. Definitely very, very colorful movie.
I disagree. Cat Grant bored me to tears. I didn't want to see any more of her, and I was happy that we didn't get any more. I would have liked more with Miss Tessmacher instead of more with Cat Grant.
I didn't even know.
I saw some people saying like, it's so great that James allows women to wear tight skirts and show the cleavage again. I'm like, oh my God.
Who is Cat Grant?
She's one of the reporters there in the Daily Planet.
But who is she?
She's a reporter in the Daily Planet. She gets involved in stuff with Lois and everything like that.
But who is Cat Grant? Like, is she just an actress or is she like an influencer or something?
Oh, you mean the wait, in the movie or in the
person who plays Cat Grant?
Oh, yeah, I forget who plays her.
Okay,
Someone.
So Cisco's just a fan of the
right. He's probably just attracted to her.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, I until you brought that person up, I forgot that she was even in the movie.
Yeah.
Alan Smithy, super chats are for everyone. Well, not everyone, I guess. Fair enough.
What?
The Jake Scott 1515. Understand what they were going for.
Yeah.
But I still don't know how I feel about the evil Kryptonians. Also, does that mean that Kara is on the evil plan? Same comment that we've been making is like, you gotta wait for the movie. I think that is what I will say.
Yeah.
About regardless of how I thought about the introduction, they've set up enough interesting stuff now about what she does know and doesn't know that it makes me go, oh, are they going to cover that in the new movie?
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah, it's a great question. So we should.
Yeah, Michaela Hoover plays Cat Grant, and
Okay.
she was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and the Suicide Squad. So clearly she's a favorite of
Gunn person, right.
Gunn's. Yeah.
Well, he used. I mean, even the robots. The robots were all Guardian people.
Alan Tudyk.
Michael Rooker,
Yeah.
and then
Michael Rosenbaum was one of the guards
well, yeah,
in
and then
the prison.
oh, yeah, Mantis. Mantis was one of the robot who says, "Oh, he talked to me" or whatever too.
Right, right.
I am Two Fly Cam. If Superman does under 600 worldwide, what happens to Gunn? Will WB force him to let go of the reins and let other creators and writers? No. If it does under than 500, then they're probably going to be like, we have issues. Let's move forward with the. Let's see if anybody cares about these characters past Superman. That's that, but no, he's done enough box office opening weekend domestically. He's done enough with the reviews in general, the Rotten Tomatoes score, that he's going to be secure for at least in the next couple of movies.
Yeah, and look, they were doing damage control on this over the last few weeks with James coming out saying it's ridiculous that people think it needs to make 700 million, and WB coming out almost immediately, if it makes 500 million and gets good reviews and good responses, we're happy. So they knew their internal tracking was telling them that this was not going to be a massive film. And so they were already doing that because they want to continue to be in business with James Gunn.
Right.
They don't want to.
They're happy with the direction,
even though it might come in way less than Man of Steel.
Maybe,
which
but that's the thing.
Yeah.
It could be from them. If I'm Warner Brothers at this point, look, we've made money. Now the question is, do they not care about DC, or is Superman just not the big draw we hoped that he would be?
Right.
Can Batman still pull here? Can Wonder Woman still pull?
Batman can pull.
Right. And I think Wonder Woman can still pull. So the question is, if the two, and then you team them up with Superman again, remember, the Hulk didn't pull. That solo film didn't pull. As much as I love the Hulk, it didn't pull. I still think that later on down the line, if they would have gotten the rights for Universal, whatever it is, they could have done their own. And I still don't think they have solo rights still.
No.
But I think that, you probably could, because of all the movies that hit, you could have done a solo movie and it probably would have done better. But that movie didn't do very well. It did okay. And so it's like, okay, if the next movie out would have done bad for Marvel and the next one after that, then it would have been trouble. So you got to give it, I think it did well enough. It's going to do well enough that it's got enough breathing room to give the other ones a shot.
Well, I think that's what frustrates me in historical context, because I love Man of Steel. I thought Zack Snyder did an excellent job with that movie. I wanted to see what his vision was.
Yeah.
It was going to go darker and then get lighter as it went along. That was the 5-movie plan. And WB overreacted. And now we're in a situation here where this film is going to come in probably less than Man of Steel, yet WB is going to be okay with going forward with this guy. So it is frustrating that we missed out on getting. Now, I'm not a restore the Snyderverse person, so don't get it twisted, but I would have liked to have seen Zach finish off his universe, myself.
IMDb Blake. Kristian, leave the kid alone at Trader Joe's. Got to have some samurai serenity. Just messing with you. I'm telling you, it was like my daughter was. I was going the whole ride home. I was basically saying, to my daughter, I'm like, "Come on with that kid." And I could have been speaking German to my daughter. She had tuned out the second I started complaining about it.
She was like, "Okay, boomer."
Yeah, 100%. At Tyler Bomber 92. Had a great time seeing Superman. I'm looking forward to Supergirl next year. Is it coming out next year?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I'd love to see them tell a story about Superman who sees the best in everyone and a Batman who sees the worst. Are we going to see Superman in Supergirl? You would assume so, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why he said, when they said, "Are we going to see Superman in sequel next?" And he's like, "Define sequel."
Yeah, something else. Right. That makes sense. Armada 8YT. Where's this new Snyder and Uebol interview talking about the 1A button in Superman? I think that's on his channel, right?
It's on Uebol's channel. Yeah,
Okay.
Jeff offered it to me to put up on my channel. I said, "Great, I'll do it." And of course, Uebol walked his own path and put it up on his YouTube channel. So yeah,
we showed the fight. We showed the first round of the fight.
Oh, nice.
So it's like, so I'm excited to see that interview. Do they talk about fighting?
Yeah, they talk about everything.
They have to. I got to watch that. Larry Karwitz. Just saw Soups for my second time. I liked it so much more than the first. I enjoyed it the last time, but now some things that bothered me before don't as much. That's a good point too. Anytime you see a movie the first time, you either wind up liking it more the second time or a lot less. And I'm glad that you wind up liking this more.
Yeah.
P.T. German. Gunn's mistake was making a one-quadrant American film. His creative vision is too narrow and won't take DC to the next level. Fantastic Four should do better. I will tell you this. After my prediction, I think that part of my prediction was right in the box office, and part of my prediction is wrong. It's easier to say now, which I'm taking complete. I understand this. Jurassic World, I'm sticking with. I think it's going to be the number 1 out of the 3.
Okay.
But I did think Superman was going to be the second. I think so. Maybe I'm lying and not giving myself credit, but I think Fantastic Four is going to be the second, and then Superman. Yeah. But people can tell me if that is true.
I think Fantastic Four. Well, what do I know?
You think it's going to beat Jurassic World?
Yes, I do. I do think if it's as good as some people have been saying, and I don't mean just the Comic-Con people caught up in the hype. I mean other people who've seen it, then whose opinions I trust. Then I think there's a real possibility this thing hits $1 billion. Because I think Marvel fans are desperate to go see it.
$1 billion? No, you think Fantastic Four can hit $1 billion?
I think it's possible.
Don't make me do it.
I'm just saying I think it's possible. I'm not going to bet on it.
Don't make me do it.
I think it's possible.
Double or nothing. Go for 4 steak dinner.
I was sure on Jurassic World.
I was
wrong.
CC Black 1987. Shazam 1 made more money than Soups overseas. That's crazy. But it's also a different time period. I know John doesn't like to hear that, but it was a different time period. It really was. Psychedelic Space. Do you think Fantastic Four will make more than Superman? Well, we just answered it. Yes. I do. I don't know if I did, but I do now. The Cali Kid. I absolutely love Superman. That's the best movie of 2025. It's so funny, the differing of opinions here. It's great.
Better than Sinners? Better than Warfare?
Hey, maybe you didn't see Warfare. And, different. Maybe, who knows? Nick Munn, 7539. Superman is the unfortunate task of having to show the fans and general audiences that the damaged DC brand is moving to a more solid ground, not unlike the heavy lifting that Batman Begins had to do. I think it's a fair point, but you're not doing it in that kind of grounded reality as Batman Begins, but you're still doing the same thing. You're creating a brand new, hey, listen, this is where we're going with this now. Yeah. Larry, coming back in. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10, but now I'd say 9 out of 10. That's interesting. That's interesting. Are you going to see it again, John?
I've seen it twice now.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I will go probably tomorrow, depending on my schedule. I'll go and see it in IMAX tomorrow.
Wow. I asked my 7-year-old, I said, you want to see Superman? She goes, no. And I was like, you don't want to see Superman? She said, Superman boring. I said, you don't want to see Superman? Superman flies around? She, no. I go, what about the dog? She said, the only reason I'd see it. I said, you'd see it for the dog? Yeah. You want to see it? No. I'm like, you just said you want to see it for the dog. She said, I'll watch it when it comes out on digital. The best.
Wait till she finds out you didn't tell her about an all-women's premium live event. She's going to be super mad. Why didn't we watch this live, Dad?
We should. At Crashing Coyote, Superman's a hit no matter how much it makes. When credits rolled, I looked over and wait. But look at this point. Take the point before you grab your eyebrows off your face. I look over and a 6-year-old is standing dancing the aisle with the biggest smile. What Crashing Coyote is saying there is, as far as like the people who are seeing it are responding, and children are responding.
Yeah, and that's good. You're right. That's 100% correct. I don't know if that qualifies it as a hit, but it certainly makes it.
It's a win.
A win. I would say I would not have grabbed my eyebrows over a win. It is where I go.
It's a win. It's a win. At Liam Morgan 866. Hi lads. New Zealand calling. What's up? Didn't vibe with Superman. It's too cartoony and goofy for me. Fair, but still decently entertaining enough to give it 6 out of 10. It is cartoony and goofy. If you don't,
international people did not like this movie.
Yeah. Oh, look who's back! Evil John Madden.
Oh no!
I love the Geek Buddy Superman spoiler. So surprised John brought up race again. Person of color had to die for the white main character to do something. Bunch of crap. Why is it you're the only one that ever sees or brings this up?
Because you don't watch anybody else who's a person of color who would tell you that stuff is happening. Why don't you run that by Winston and see how he reacts to it? Why don't you reach out to Jay Washington and say, hey, Jay, is this a cliche? Have we seen this many times in a movie? It's all about who you choose to watch, Evil John Madden. Why don't you list out all the people you watch on YouTube? And I wonder what the percentages are going to be. So
he follows it up. He
grab one of my balls and put it in your mouth. Yeah.
Oh, you did so good there. He says, I was upset that Mr. Terrific had to save a whitey at the beach camp, Lois Lane.
Well, I don't think, did he save her? I mean, he
saved her.
He took her into the danger. So, like, he had to save her, I guess, if you say that. But yeah.
I mean, he did. He did say he did have to say. I mean, couldn't you make that argument that he had to save the the damsel in distress?
Hey, where are the white women at? You know how it is.
All right. 105, John. 105.
Hey, thank you.
Good start to the week. And it's going to be harder for Roxy.
One is the cliche, one isn't. All right. It's not a cliche to have a black man saving a white woman in a super. We haven't seen that a million times in superhero movies.
Dr. Radio. Love that. Love that. That's what a great use. Do you guys think Superman got a large hog? Maybe. I mean, I'm super hog. Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't think so.
I still love that conversation that in Mallrats that they have about how that it wouldn't work.
That's why I liked that scene in Super Ex-Girlfriend when Uma Thurman is having sex with Luke Wilson, and they're destroying beds and putting holes through walls because that's what it would be like.
Yeah. Crashing Coyote. This is the strongest Superman. He blew himself out of a black hole with kryptonite poisoning, and Michael Rosenbaum was one of the raptors in the pocket dimension. Yeah, that's what I heard. He was in that. He's definitely strong. Look, he gets his ass kicked a lot of times. I think that people don't realize that because he's the most vulnerable Superman we've seen for sure.
Yeah,
but he's pretty damn strong.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Katie O'Hara. The interview was a perfect meta statement of how we all see people react without full context and jump to conclusions about them. Which interview? Which interview?
I think she's talking about the scene in the trailer. Yeah, but a trailer is not a place to make a meta statement. A trailer is where you want to get people to watch your movie. So I don't think they're. I'm really surprised because it works in context in the movie. Yeah.
Well, she said interview.
Yeah, the interview scene in the movie where she's.
I see. I
said earlier how the interview segments didn't work in the trailer.
Right. James Metbull, did your uncle like Superman? I haven't spoken to him since he saw it. I gotta follow up and see. I'll report back. Honey Badger, 47. It was a VFX heavy, but I love the idea of Clark casting Ultraman into the black hole. Clark confronting his shadow fits the theme of the movie perfect. It does. Yeah. It did, and what he needs to battle and overcome for sure. The darkness side it was almost like that scene in Superman 3, but better.
Yeah.
Julius Wyatt 8895. How about the Io versus Rhea match yesterday? It was awesome, and that Naomi cash-in was perfect. Superman was a lot of fun. Excited for Fantastic Four 2 weeks away. So did Io beat Rhea?
Yes.
Oh, she did. Wow.
And then what's her face cashed in? Naomi.
Wow, it's crazy that Rhea's putting so many people over lately.
She's a. I mean, we watched that interview with Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah,
you understand this woman loves the business, is a lifer, and she is willing to do anything to put.
Really, yeah. Evil John Mannon. John, are the Geek Bunnies going to review this season of Sandman? I liked it. The show is trippy.
Yeah, but we're only going to talk about race issues throughout the whole 6 episodes, so you don't want to watch it, Evil John Mannon. No, I don't know. I reached out to the boys and asked them about, because I loved season 2 so far. I saw the first 6 episodes, loved it, but I don't think the guys have seen it, so I don't know if we're going to review it. Yeah, we'll see.
Metbull, Seth Rollins' injury is brutal coming off that Heyman turn. Who do you think will benefit most from this? Hope they don't rush Braun to the top.
Rush?
I think they have to rush Braun to the top. They don't have anybody right now.
He's been doing this for 5 or 6 years. There's no rush. Braun is ready. Put him in the main title picture. He is ready.
Who else do you put in there at that point? There's no one else.
Yeah, there's no one else because everyone else is caught up in other storylines.
Right, because because it's really going towards the heavyweight. Was heavyweight? I mean, I guess the WWE Championship, right? Because so, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they're going to go with it, but I think Braun, if you're going to give Braun one of the big belts, you give him probably give him the heavyweight title.
You got to give him the heavyweight title,
right? And somehow
him and Gunther would be an excellent match.
Right, but the bad versus bad, I don't know.
Right.
Julius Wyatt, 8895. Superman box office reminds me of Batman Begins. Batman Begins didn't do that well and had to get people back on board with the character after Batman and Robin. It's a good point. Then Dark Knight became the big hit. This is probably not what WB wants to. He's not wrong there. I'd like to see what the numbers are overall on Batman Begins, but Batman Begins was coming off the major stink of Batman and Robin. Yeah, and that was 10 years later.
Yeah, I guess. Good point. 375 million worldwide.
Yeah.
Overall, domestic 206, international 166, and it was made for 150.
Wow, was it 150?
Yeah.
Really?
Katie Holmes is expensive. No.
Is that true?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Holy, yeah, wow. I wouldn't have in 2005. That's a massive number.
Yeah.
What a risk that was.
Yep.
Holy crap.
It was the 9th highest grossing film of 2000.
Wow. That's a big risk for them to take back then.
Yeah.
Motorola.
Batman.
I love that part when Luke had me take him to the bathroom during the Ultraman fight at the end. Thanks, pal. You gotta go. Oh, that happened yesterday too.
Oh,
we went to this park and we're running around the park, and my little one, we're playing hide and seek.
Yeah.
And the little one just stops and goes, and we're having this big fun run. She just stops and she goes, I gotta poop.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, where you want to go? I was like, we didn't bring that. We're not like a potty or anything. Too. I was like, she's pointing at one of those, the bathroom house at the park. And I'm like, there's no world my wife's going to let you go into that thing. And it was a whole thing. And we were only 8 minutes away from the house. So we wound up going back to the house, but it was a thing. Tyler Bomber 92. It was nice seeing none of the villains get killed off. I can't wait to see that enraged Lex Luthor put on his Kryptonian battle suit. Yeah, he's gonna come back. He's gonna crush.
Oh, he's got to. And I love the fact that they had him get all like teary-eyed at the end because it shows you how much of a child he really is. And it's brilliant. Oh, it's brilliant.
Unheard Sirens Incorporated. Kristian, did you realize that the Grasping pilot follows the basic plot of Mrs. Maisel? Character gets cheated on, becomes a stand-up. And so apparently Pete Holmes did a show very similar to mine too.
Crash.
That came out in like 2011. Mine was first, motherfucker. Mine came out in 2007 and was written in 2006. So hey, maybe they saw it on the web and they said, hey, you know what? No one's ever gonna watch this. And they were right. Johnny Venerable 4501. I'm with Roka. They need to fast track a DCU Batman. Right now, I'm having that conversation. I'm not saying make a Batman v Superman, but I'm saying let's cast Batman very soon.
What do you think? Do you think? Let's see. Right now, if the numbers of the second weekend aren't that strong,
you got to get Batman in there. You got to.
Do they announce the Batman?
It's like having Aaron Judge on the bench and not letting him bat.
Right. Who's going to play? Are they going to do Pattinson or are they going to do Brave and Bold?
Brave and Bold, no. Pattinson, no. They got to go with the new. I'm with you. There's no world Muschietti is directing that movie. You can't risk it.
No way. I was watching some of Flash last night. Like,
no way. Yeah. Mike Joyce, N7. I hope they do a more sinister take on Krypton Jor-El. I love how they did it in My Adventures of Superman. I don't know that. So if they've done it, maybe the Gunn knows his comic books, so maybe it's gonna be more interesting. Alan Smithy. Yo, Kristian, I found a new place in Santa Clarita called Slice House. They have a Slice House in New York, which offers New York style pizza by the slice. It's no pizza wagon, but it's not bad. They do have a burrata cheese slice. Hey, Roka. Yeah.
What's up, Smithy?
Maybe there's one. Have you gone to the Burbank movie theater?
Recently? Yeah, recently. I went for the amateur.
There's a pizza place like in that courtyard now. They opened it up. I haven't been there since, but apparently it's really good. I don't know what it's called. Maybe it's Slice House. I have no idea, but there literally is. Right there. I'm so glad that it wasn't there when we were working there. I 75 pounds, but yeah. So apparently there's a spot. You should go there next time. Let me know how it is.
Is it called Blaze Pizza?
No. Is it Blaze?
I'm sure it's
not. I don't know. Emelianko of 96. I get why you're skeptical about Supergirl, but I assure you she's not a drunk the whole time. Okay. The story is actually pretty emotional. A lot of people are saying that.
Right.
I want it to be I don't want it to be the same tone as Superman, and James Gunn has pretty much said that it won't be. Right.
Yeah.
Michael Hollenbach 88. Clone Part took me out. Very tired of that trope. It's fair. Mr. J. Anderson.
You talk about clones all the time. Are you talking about clones again?
John, a major plot point people miss with Costner's Pa is the VO finally giving Clark his blessing to become Earth's hero before he joins the Justice League. You need to show them who you are. Fly, son. It's time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw someone post 2 pictures from the Clark scenes with Kent from Man of Steel. Like, this is my education litmus test. If you like these scenes, you're an idiot. I'm like, man, do you understand? And these are the same people that are usually out here going like, I don't want toxicity in fandoms. Why is toxicity in fandoms? And then they gleefully go after Man of Steel. A lot of these writer nerds and the people in our space, they love to take condescending, snarky shots at Man of Steel. And it's like, don't cry about toxicity if you're adding to it. Seriously, go F yourself.
Fair enough. Foster Brutes has done this before. A Godfather or a Godfather 2. You're crazy.
You're wrong.
Crazy. Rashta Green. Hey, y'all, can you rank your top 4 live-action Superman? Christopher, Brandon, Henry, Tyler, David, Dean. I don't see. It's going to be harder for me because I don't know, because I didn't watch the shows that much. I don't have enough for, and I want you to rank it, John, not as far as anything outside of the performances.
Right.
So,
Christopher's 1 for sure.
I'm going to go Christopher 1. I'm going to go Henry 2. I'm going to go David 3 because I can't speak on the other 2. I haven't seen it.
And I will say Tyler Hoechlin 4 because a lot of people love Tyler Hoechlin in that Superman Lois series, which I've got to watch. And Brandon Routh was good. It just was
Brandon. Brandon, I put after David. So
yeah. Dean Cain's somewhere in the bottom in the barrel, swimming around with the feces. So.
That's But did you like him before you knew anything about him? Did you
No,
like
I
him?
always thought that show was lightweight.
Right. The Shay Markel. I enjoyed Superman. I laughed at most of the jokes. All right, there you go. Dancing Dog 60. Hawkgirl made quite the executive decision.
Yeah, she did.
That was hilarious when she drops the dude. I love that. I'm not Superman. It was great.
It's amazing.
It was great. That's the kind of James Gunn stuff that I love.
Right.
There's the garage door thing that I hated, and then there's moments like that I loved.
He was funny though. He the Superman leaks believe women.
You can't cast any better than that for that role.
He was amazing.
He was the best. I like that guy. The second I saw him, I said, I know exactly who that is.
Yeah.
I know exactly what character that is. It was cast brilliantly. Django Blackfire.
No.
Why does John owe the first steak dinner? What bet? It was Deadpool and Wolverine. Didn't think he was going to hit $1 billion.
I did not.
Nope. Mallory Garrett. Laughing my ass off, Christian, because I teach high school and I get 1 million what happened responses a day from these kids. Yeah, it's that thing. It's
Is it supposed to mean something?
It's what happened is basically like excuse me. It's lingo for excuse me or what, or I'm not sure. Like, what happened? Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Just answer the question.
Yeah. Scott F. Horowitz. Did you guys have a hard time buying Lex's Motivation? I love the movie, but I felt they didn't build that up enough. Hoult was great though. Yeah. I think that they could because he was so good. He was a little black and white mustache twirling. He didn't have as much. You don't know why he hates Superman.
Right. They don't show you the genesis of his hatred of Superman. So in that way, I think what James said, like he doesn't want to go to origin stories for his stuff. So you're just handed this. And if you know Lex Luthor and you know Superman, you know Lex has always hated Superman. So we're not going to show you distinctly why he hates him in this movie. But I do understand people feeling this way. Like, hey, this is a Lex Luthor, a new Lex Luthor. I want to see the motivation. You're showing me all the motivation for Superman.
Right.
Why am I not getting the motivation for Luthor? So I think it's a fair criticism.
Mab SLFC. James Gunn has restored my faith in superhero movies. I absolutely loved it. Also, as an aside, RIP to Diego Jota. Gone too soon. Forever number 20.
Yeah, I was watching the preseason game yesterday against Preston North End. It was heartbreaking just not having Diogo there anymore. What tragedy.
When did that happen?
Yeah, it happened a couple of weeks ago. Him and his brother were driving back to take a ferry to Liverpool, and their car, their expensive car, the tire blew out.
Wow.
And they flipped off the road and died in a fire.
No, it's horrible.
Heartbreaking.
JR Hale 320 didn't love some of the use of the old music. Reeve and Cavill have their own iconic scores. Corenswet, great in his own way, deserves his own. So this is I differ. And I've always differed with this too. I think if James Bond can have his own theme song, Superman is iconic to have his own theme song. I actually thought they didn't use it enough. I actually thought they didn't. I thought that they could have used it the same way they used it for Brandon Routh. I loved Hans Zimmer's score. Thought it worked well. But I like the idea that that theme by John Williams is the essence of what hope, and you really feel it and you know it's Superman. I just wish they would have actually dove into it. But I've never agreed with people who have said that Superman deserves his own theme, because I think that was his theme in the same way that James Bond, like if Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, they have their themes, and it should feel like that. They shouldn't shy away from it. They should embrace it.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the Superman case, I have to disagree with you. I like them each having their own themes. I thought this, like you said, the Hans Zimmer score was every bit as good in my opinion as the John Williams score for different reasons. But like the way they overused it, Jurassic World Rebirth drove me insane. So I didn't feel that way here though. So I didn't mind the usage, but the score wasn't that great.
They're part. They didn't dive into it enough. The Shay Markel, that shot of him rising out of the dust after stopping that building and falling on a woman is iconic. That was great. I wish I wouldn't have seen it in a scene and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Rashad Green, what aspects of Man of Steel do you prefer over Superman 2025 and vice versa? I will say most of it. I understand for people who, I think it's a very fair. I think that the tone for this is what I'll say. Strangely enough, the tone for this Superman fits more of what the essence of Superman is. The character is. For my personal tastes, I like what we got in Man of Steel.
Yeah, everything Kristian said. Just the tone of it, the approach to it, to me, the weight of it, the grandiose nature of the story that's being told in Man of Steel, it just dwarfs Superman.
Yeah.
But Superman is absolutely right. It is the essence of the character.
It's a comic. It's a comic book movie.
Yeah.
100%. Dancing Dog 60. Love the Hall of Justice. The Halls of Justice.
Oh my God.
So that's what Marisol McKee and Adam Collins wanted to call themselves.
Oh wow. Yeah, I grabbed the sides of my theater chair and just almost squealed out loud because seeing the Hall of Justice in live action, that was amazing.
That's cool. Love the Halls of Justice. Super Friends live. Nathan Drake.
Is there a Legion of Doom, brother, in the swamp? That's what I want.
See. Animal and Hawk. So Gunn did keep the flying shot after all. He did.
He did a version.
It was a version of it, yeah. And then Jen, Matt, 6ix9ine, they're going bouncing back and forth. Not Jen, but YouTube, like it'll show like the full YouTube names. It will show, and that's so weird. I like Superman. For me, it was a solid B plus A. Christopher Reeves, it was my Superman, yes, but David Corenswet is the first one to come close. I didn't get what Jimmy's appeal with the lady was. He was probably had the hog of steel.
Ew.
Yeah, I would assume. But I love that element of Jimmy being a ladies' man. He's funny. He's got good personality. He's got confidence. That's what it is. It's confidence.
It's always confidence.
Always confidence. Cali Kid. I went into Superman trailers blind and I loved it. See, that's why I'm going for a lot of different movies. I'm doing that. Not watching trailers. Like there's a lot of movies that I'm not going to be seeing trailers for that I'm just going to jump into. Scott F. Horowitz was a member for a month. Unlike other Mon podcasts, we speak with a British accent. Do they have British accents?
No. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
They had Southern accents.
Yeah, it was a Kansas accent.
What was the controversy about them?
Oh, but some people felt that they portrayed them as yokels, as bumpkins, and I don't think that's true at all. They're just, they're simple people and not simple in the sense of being stupid. Simple.
They weren't stupid.
They're not complicated.
Yeah, they're farm people.
Yeah.
That's how I saw them.
Yeah,
I saw them as
I
farm
grew up with people just like that in Southern Virginia. So
they weren't dummies.
No.
Boy Wolfie, I'm totally into this new DC universe. It feels like James Gunn knows what he's doing. Side note, really love the Peacemaker cameo. Oh, we didn't talk about that. There's obviously the Supergirl one. Peacemaker, I don't know how. I said, how'd they get that past the hot mic? when I saw that, I was like, how'd they get that past? They went in. I love that. I love the way that they did that.
Yeah, Jeff knew a lot of the stuff that was going to be in the movie. He just didn't work it out. Yeah, we talked about it off camera for sure.
Nice. Are you going to see I Know What You Did Last Summer, by the way?
No, I have no interest in that.
No?
Nah.
I'm doing it for two reasons. One, I want to check out and see. I'm curious. And two, I want to support Freddie.
Freddie who?
Prinze Jr.
Oh, he's in it? Oh, that's right. He's coming back. Yeah.
Scott F. Horowitz. Oh, no, we did that one. Okay. Yeah. And then Shay, you brought that dog mane. Terrific. It's hilarious. He was hilarious. Yeah. He was really good. He was one of the standouts the whole thing. He follows it up.
It's not his feet. Circles are flat.
So good. The Shay Markel loved the scene with he and Lois going back and forth about the complexities of international politics. Him leaning to think critically is a great choice. Yeah. They gave him, he had the most development out of the three of those.
100%.
Sure. It's your distraction. The needle drop of the Noah and the whale song during the Mr. Terrific scene took me out of it at first, but I've now come around to it. No, how about you? Which song was that?
The record, the needle drop when he has the fight scene against all of Luthor's people there at the camp with Lois under the dome.
I like that. I thought it worked.
That was a great one.
It was a very James Gunn moment. It was, but yes, it reminded me of like No Sleep to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Guardians 3. Yeah. Django Blackfire. Superman was great. 8 out of 10. My only gripe is I wish they could have set things up with the plot. Spent more time developing Clark's character. Messy plot. It was a little bit messy for sure. And Clark's hardly even in it. It's all Superman.
Yeah, it is almost all Superman.
Yeah.
Right. Does disappear for large sections of the movie.
John's going to speak on this because I didn't watch it. Trey Porter, thoughts on AEW All In? It was my favorite wrestling show of the weekend. Main event was worth the 6 hours. I was more invested emotionally than the Mania 40 main event in the moment.
Well, I didn't pay for it. I only watched the highlights afterwards. But yeah, it was pretty brutal main event there with Moxley and Page. But I hear a lot of people are happy. But shout out, sadly, to Adam Cole, who had to pull out for medical reasons. And there's rumors that he might be done with wrestling, period. Ooh. That's heartbreaking.
That's tough.
Amazing.
Shay Markel, y'all remember I told you about a certain censorship in public theaters. I didn't see a single kiss in the whole damn movie. Yeah, that was great. He told me that where he is, they banned like kissing and intimacy inside of the movie. So they banned all the kissing scenes in the movie.
Are we in America? Is he in America? What the hell?
I don't know. No, he's not. He's not.
Oh, okay.
J.R. Diaz, avoid the new clip for Fantastic Four. It gives away what Galactus wants. Why do studios spoil the movie so close to the opening? Marvel is notorious for this. Thank you for the warning. I won't watch that too. And Marvel is notorious for it. They give away so much, and they haven't learned. What is the purpose of that?
I don't know. I think we're the minority on this because they spoiled stuff in Sinners, and it still is killing at the box office.
Right.
They spoiled some stuff for the Superman trailer, and it's doing well this weekend. So
I know. Maybe they think that it's actually
it's not a big deal. Yeah,
I know. Maybe you're right. Constantly inconsistent. The change to Jor-El basically turns Clark into Goku from Dragon Ball Z, which he isn't. As a Dragon Ball Z fan, this kind of annoyed me a bit, but I love the film. I mean, I don't know Dragon Ball Z enough, but I assume that Dragon Ball Z's parents, sent him to go dominate, and he said, no, thank you. I would assume. I don't know Dragon Ball Z well. Do you?
I just heard.
Yeah, right. Michael D 81 loved Superman. Going to a fourth viewing tomorrow. He loves the score. Score is phenomenal. Been playing last on repeat all week. Such a stirring and uplifting theme. I have to go back. I'll tell you why I'm going to go back and listen before I give a full judgment on it.
Okay.
The reason why I don't judge scores outright anymore is because of Rogue One. I was notorious on hating Rogue One's score. I was notorious on it, thinking that for the job, Michael Giacchino came in like 2 weeks. He did the score in like 2 weeks or something. Okay. And then I wound up, I don't know, of course, I don't remember what it was. We were doing maybe a rewatch for Sith Council or something. I was like, wait a minute, do I like the score for Rogue One? And then I started listening to it and I really dug it. So I wait. I wait before I give a judgment on it. Okay. Shay, I liked the movie, but I had a few issues. This Lex felt like a better version of what Jesse Eisenberg was supposed to be. He wasn't menacing to me. I think he was significantly better. Jesse Eisenberg didn't even seem like Lex Luthor at all.
That was the Riddler playing Luthor.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? I know. How is he not menacing? You saw him shoot an innocent man point blank in the head with a gun.
Yeah, he was pretty maniacal. Like I said, he's a little mustache twirling for me. The scary villains to me are the ones who really have like depth as far as like they seem like he seemed like because Nicholas Holt's so good, he was great in it, but he seemed like a cartoon villain. Well,
I don't think it was going to work if you put like a Michael Shannon Zod in this type of movie.
That's right.
So they made it work for this movie.
Yes, they did. Joel Familia. If Superman doesn't pass 600 to 700 million, Warner Bros. Will fast track World's Finest and leave Superman 2 in the dust. WB loves monkey wrenching Batman in. I don't think that they're going to do a Superman 2 regardless right now for a bit. Yeah. I think that they're going to go Wonder Woman, Batman, and then do World's Finest.
I think there's a very real possibility that after that we're going to hear an announcement of World's Finest. Yeah. And that's where they're going to introduce Batman. And from that, they're going to do whatever Batman movie they're going to do. I think they will introduce him in World's Finest and then do a solo Batman movie. And I do believe that the numbers will let us know when they're going to make that announcement.
Timbino. Fantastic Four is being compared visually to Interstellar. That's crazy. Is it really? That's crazy. All right. Brandon, Buckeye 725. Not sure if this has been discussed yet. Are you guys concerned that we're getting Clayface before a Batman movie? Could you imagine seeing the Penguin show before the movie? Well, there's some more details there. Thank you for that one, Brandon. I can set that up real quick. Will the DCU's Batman debut in Clayface? We have details on that. So last month we learned that Welsh actor Tom Rhys Harris will play the lead character in Clayface, a movie based on the fall of the House of Usher. Mike Flanagan with Speaking of Evil director James Watkins at the helm. Clayface was not among the projects announced by DC Studios, making it a surprise addition to Chapter 1. However, for James Gunn, it's all about story when it comes to DCU, and this one fit the bill for James Gunn. Nexus Point News has shared some additional details today, confirming that Clayface will revolve around Matt Hagen with the animation of his and Basil Carlos comic book backstory. Okay, there's a little bit more about that. I want to see if they see anything about. Unfortunately, it sounds like Clayface will be lacking connections to the wider DCU. As the site has learned, it will not feature any recognizable DC characters and will consist of original characters. That means no Batman and likely no surprise appearances from the Dark Knight Rogues Gallery. We can stop there. Even though they write unfortunately there, I think this is the smart move.
Yeah.
Because it's what is it, like a $20,000 movie, a $40,000 movie that you can't guarantee that is going to do well.
Yeah.
And if you start putting this together, if you start putting this together where like, hey, you got to know what's going on in Clayface in order to know what's going on in DCU, that's when you start losing people and you start giving them homework to do.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think you. I said this way back when it was announced. Like, there's no way they're using Clayface to backdoor introduce Batman.
No,
that
you
makes
can't.
no sense.
You can't.
So if there's a shot of Batman, it'll be like we saw in Creature Commandos. It'll be a shadow on the wall at the end of the movie, and then poof, or a post-credit scene, and you're off. But no, if they introduce Batman through Clayface, that just is a massive mistake.
What they can do, what they can do, and what they can't do. What they can't do is exactly what John just said. You can't debut Batman inside of a movie that maybe not everyone's going to see. What you can do is put Clayface in a future Batman movie.
Yes.
And it can be the same actor. And then you go, who's that? You're like, oh, he's got his own standalone movie. He does? I got to go back and watch that. Right. Buster Barnes. I think 600 million is fine only because of the overall positive reviews. If it was more mixed, I'd be worried for the future. Under 500 would be bad. I agree. Yeah. Ackley 72. I watched Superman with my kids. I loved it. I noticed they were lost in the first half, but loved Crypto, and that's probably what they held them on with was the dog. Also, Kristian, you still need to check out Taskmaster. Jason Masukas is on. He keeps telling me about this Taskmaster thing. I don't know if I'll ever get to it, but I'll it's fresh in my mind. Shay, I bet Supergirl will be an awesome movie. I feel her film will give audiences the moody darkness that some fans liked about Man of Steel and missing here. Hey, if that's the case, I could wind up liking this better than Superman. Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. Buster Barnes. Do you think Jason Momoa's Lobo will be marketed heavy for Supergirl? Yes. Struggling to see how Supergirl makes more than Superman, even it's amazing. It won't make more than Superman, but the question is, how much does it cost?
We might make more than Superman, depending on the cost, but maybe not numbers wise.
I see what you're saying. Like, basically, it'll be more of a success than Superman,
right?
Depending on how much it costs to make, right? Shay Markel, the Tetris River kind of took me out for a second. What Tetris River?
When they're the son, when he's saving his son in the river there.
Oh, right.
Pocket universe. Right.
Nathan Drake, did Snyder love Superman? Let me answer this before you even answer anything, because I haven't seen it all. I haven't seen it all. He hated it, right?
No, he gave it a B.
Did he really?
Yes, he liked some of it. We're gonna talk about it tonight at 5 p.m. BT Live on the channel.
To see that.
Our review, but yes, he liked it for the most part. You know, not overall. Yeah.
But John, hang tight, because you right now you're kicking ass right now. You go 128.
128.
Yeah, hang in there.
Grab a drink. I'm so thirsty.
Let me answer. Let's get this one, and then you go. You go grab a drink.
It'll take me 30 seconds.
That's fine. Caesar 929. Roca, what? The hippies and the knives and a pistol with clear intentions to kill Brad Pitt. Mikey Madison came running at him to stab him.
Yeah. And how scary were those people?
Very.
They were lunatic. You know what they were? There were 3 people who were working the register at a Trader Joe's going, what happened? What happened? That's who they were. They were so non-threatening that he used a can of baked beans to take one of them out and had a dog.
Go get a drink, you hippie. All right. Danny Allen. They need a new cinematographer. Well, I mean, I don't think so. I think that, you know, James Gunn uses that guy. I think he's all the time. I think he did a pretty good job with the other ones. You didn't like the way they were shot? Lee Masters. Hey, Kristian and Roca, is your level of excitement for Fantastic Four the same or higher after seeing Superman? I guess you mean, right? Do you still think Fantastic Four will outperform Superman? So I'm assuming that's what this question is. I think that is our level of excitement for Fantastic Four the same or higher, I guess, after seeing Superman? I guess that's what that means. Yeah. Do you still think that Fantastic Four will outperform Superman? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Level of excitement. I never really had a huge level of excitement for Fantastic Four.
Okay.
It was always the last trailer was the one where I said, "Oh, I actually kind of want to see this movie now." But I never really cared as much. So it very well could be that out of those the 3, I thought it was going to be, I would like Superman the best, Fantastic Four second, Jurassic third, the big 3 that are coming out in July, right? As far as the comic book movies, I always thought I would like Thunderbolts number 1 as far as quality. I always thought like Superman and then Fantastic Four. Right now, I still like Thunderbolts better than Superman as far as an overall movie goes. As far as story goes. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, what's next?
Yeah.
And that is Danny Allen. Superman equals John, what about you? You're hype for Fantastic Four still there?
Yeah, I'm hype for it. I'm not the biggest fan. I didn't collect comics or anything like that, but I like the cast, so I am excited to see what they're gonna do. The Galactus thing is what sold me. That's what I want to see. So yeah, I'm excited.
So someone said Io didn't win against Rhea.
Well, then why did
Yeah,
Naomi pin Io? That doesn't make sense.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Superman equals Batman Forever of Superman franchise. Maybe they both got hurt or something, and maybe she came in and pinned Io.
Yeah, but you can only pin the champion to get the belt.
Yeah.
So was the belt not on the line?
No, I'm saying maybe the belt was, but maybe I don't know. I didn't see the stupid thing. All right, so let's see. Danny Allen, Superman equals Batman Forever of the Superman franchise. Wow, damn. Okay,
That's harsh.
Okay. Yeah, that's harsh. Part 1 of Sandman season 2 slaps. Part 2, here we come.
Yeah.
I was enjoying that. I don't know why I just bailed out of it, but I was enjoying for what I watched.
Hmm.
The Cali Kid 4360 became a YouTube member. Thank you, Cali Kid. Again, good time for people to become a member. Luke Flywalker. I know you guys didn't care much for Supergirl, but I enjoyed. I think John.
I liked it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
John liked it, but I enjoyed the payoff with Crypto being a bad dog joke. Not quite as pointless as most cameos we see. Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't address that. I thought that worked. She's such an asshole. That's why he's such an asshole. The dog. Yeah, 100%.
The dog slamming her into the ground, causing those. I thought it was hilarious.
And she's laughing her ass off as he's doing it too. That part was good. I didn't have a problem with that. Metbull, most of the top stars in WWE are near 40. Why make Braun Breaker lose to Cody when he's 27? 1 to 2 years of an earned push. Well, you missed what we said. We didn't say Cody. We didn't say John Cena. We said he's got to go for the main title. We got to find a way to get that belt off Gunther and then get it to him. Yeah. Shay Markel, still on my old movie marathon. I can't believe Jeremy Renner and Idris Elba were main characters in 28 weeks later. Me either. You just said that, and someone else said this recently about Old Boy, the remake with
Josh Brolin.
Yeah, but Elizabeth Olsen. I didn't realize Elizabeth Olsen was in it. They said, I can't wait to see 28 years. That's another one. I forget. Did you like that movie or hate that movie?
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was that great.
I'm in the minority. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, here's the thing. Shay Markel, I'm going to slap you in the face if you ever say 28 weeks later is an old movie. An old movie. Okay. Yeah.
Shay Markel, I'll be in LA on August 10th after the live show. Any tour, which my live show might. Shay, I hope you know that I'm not going to be. I hope you know my live show is not in LA.
I think you said after the live show.
I know, but it's on August 9th. But my live show is I don't live in LA anymore. Any tourist recommendations for me? I'll tell you, if you like sushi, there's a great sushi place in Beverly Hills called You and Me. YUNMI. Oh
yeah,
it's delicious.
Yes,
one of my favorite places. I love that place. I'd say go there.
Sushi.
It's so good. It's so good. All right.
I'm putting gum in now. I'm way past the one.
Have a blast. Buckeye. R.I.P. to Diogo Jota. Yeah, it's so sad. I hate that. 134, John. 134.
Wow.
Caesar. The new trailer for One Battle After Another is attached to Superman. Kristian, you're going to love the movie if you like P.T. Anderson. Leo is back. I think that was on my most anticipated for the top 10. I'm looking for that. So
looks good.
Yeah. Aram. Lex with the rage bait. Ugly dog with a cape. That scene was played pretty well also, I thought.
I did too, and I was able to ignore the fact that he's got super hearing and didn't hear what Lex said 2 inches away from his face. So
that's a good point.
Because it worked. The scene worked.
He was angry. He was working with rage. Yep. Ryan Ferris. While on the topic of Superman, what are your thoughts on the MLB All-Star game tomorrow? The one without Soto? Any thoughts? Let's go Mets. Did you see what Soto did? I'm so glad that he didn't sign with the Yankees. I know,
dude.
Did you see what he did? They asked him why. First of all, I'll say this. The guy should have made the All-Star team. Okay. He should. He's not having a great season, but he should have. I mean, come on. But what does it say that A, the fans didn't vote him in, B, the players didn't vote him in? That should tell you enough right there. Then when they ask him about it, what does he say? He goes, oh, there's a lot. Of course I care. There's a lot of money left on the table. A guy who's making $8 billion cares about $100,000 that he's going to make on it. I mean, that's all he cares about is money.
Some people never have enough, man. Some people.
That's why there's no world that guy's ever going to amount to anything. He's the next A-Rod. He's A-Rod.
Mm-hmm.
He's A-Rod.
Yeah.
He's going to probably, if he's lucky, he's going to win as many championships as A-Rod does. But he's not a legacy player. I'm so glad he's gone. The Yankees are so much better without him.
What's the sports movie where they're like people admire athletes, they don't admire money?
Yeah,
something like that. And
something like that. Yeah, it's so. I mean, it was gross when he said that. Ryan Ferris. Jokes aside, I love Soups. Full circle ending with the parent slideshow had me holding back tears.
Oh yeah,
let's go, Mets. That part was good. That part was good. Busy Bee. There she is. What's that Busy Bee? Hey, Kristian Roca, happy Monday. Catching the live late today, but wanted to send some support. Enjoyed Roca's live stream yesterday. Yeah, John's been going live. He's got a new show out there too. He's been doing, that show's doing good.
It means a lot to me because I'm taking a chance to do those on
Yeah.
Sunday mornings, and I'm always worried, is it going to be enough? Are people going to like it? So thank you, Busy Bee, for being kind enough to send a compliment.
Pietsky, curious if the OG cut was closer to 150. Seems like Malik's deaths seemed like they were intended to be more impactful. There was a rumor that they cut out some, So I wonder if maybe there's a little bit more detail that was cut out.
Which Malik?
Yeah.
Oh.
So let's see.
You mean the guy? Oh, that they were going to do more of the backstory with him and Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And I think there has to be more with Hawkgirl because her coming out of the shower, clean, washing her hair,
right,
in a place we've never seen her. Metamorpho White.
Yeah, there's more
sitting next to him. There was absolutely 20
more. Yeah, Excalibur. Rewatched every Superman. I still can't find Mr. Fantastic. So, for people who didn't know, in my review, I was calling him Mr. Fantastic. Did I call him Mr. Fantastic again today?
No, you haven't today. I would correct.
Terrific. But I called it in my non-spoiler. I think I called him Mr. Fantastic, but I've been better in calling him Mr. Terrific. Crash and Coyote. What if Clayface gets Oscar nominated? No chance because it has nothing to do with that. It's what horror movie has been nominated
for special effects, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Joey Pedras. Love talking writing from a writing perspective. How would you rate just the writing of the film? I thought it was one of James Gunn's weakest as far as writing goes.
I agree with that.
I thought the plot was a little all over the place. So I would say the writing there were some parts that were great. There were some parts that were a little messy. It wasn't as good as his other scripts. Yeah. Busy Bee. Aunt to 2 teen boys. What happened equals accurate. Drove me nuts. Caesar. If a hippie came running at me with a knife, I'd shit my pants. So would you, Roca. We're not Brad Pitt. Kristian, you showing Hollywood to Sam? When we do, yeah.
Okay. Listen here, small balls.
What do you call the guy name for?
Hey, I served in the army for 8 years. I'll quite happily handle anyone running at me with a knife.
You'd still be scared.
Scared, not shit my pants. Two different things.
Right.
Scared is not shit my pants.
All right. But the answer to that, Caesar, I'm not going to tell you to small balls, but I think that there's a good chance I'll show her that movie too. I don't know how many Tarantino movies she's seen, but there'll be a good chance. Key JX, why is Superman so scared of Crypto dressed in armor? Because he's Crypto Knight. Nice. Oh. There you go. I like it. But Joe Hendo, did you guys feel like Ultraman was pretty much their version of Bizarro Superman? Yeah, I think that's where ultimately it's going to go.
That's where it's going to go.
Yeah. Buckeye, which character storylines are you most interested in seeing being explored in the DCU? For me, it's the Green Lanterns and all that lore. I want to see that show, that Lantern show.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be fantastical like some people are hoping.
It's going to be a True Detective.
They said it's going to be grounded, so we're not going to have Guardians of Oa and weird stuff happening now.
You know what? I'll agree with you on this, John, even though you said you didn't say it. I think moving forward, James Gunn, I think he did his job. I think he launched it. I think he pulled back and you don't direct one for a long time. Let other people direct right now.
Good luck. Good luck with his ego that he won't want to direct one.
I know, but I think you let other people direct. You produce. You be hands-on producer. You tell people which way you want to go. You be the Kevin Feige now and help us get to our vision. But you don't. I think you try. I know, but you try to pull back.
I think he's going to direct World's Finest.
Think so? Yeah, probably.
100%.
Unheard Sirens Incorporated. Punk rocker. Yes, I am. I love that. Because I'm a punk rocker. Yes.
Yeah, the end was great.
It was good. Watching The Acolyte. Why? All right. And that's it for now.
Good luck.
All right. John, you have 137.
Wow.
Pretty damn good.
Everybody is very kind.
Pretty damn good. I'm excited about that. So, all right. We'll see. And Roxy's going to have a tougher time because I got 2 screenings tomorrow, John. I'm going to see 2. Wish me luck.
What do you want the second one?
So, tomorrow, I'm going to be, as soon as I get back from the gym, I'm jumping on the live stream, but I'm probably going to have to cut it early. Because I have to be in the city by 5 to see the Smurfs movie.
Oh God! You're going to that one too?
I'm going to both. They're at the same theater, and then and then it's like 5 o'clock is the Smurfs, and then right into Smurfs is I Know What You Did Last Summer. So it's like boom boom. I'm gonna hit 2 of them. I'm gonna be exhausted. So there you go. So guys, thank you for being here, John. Where can I find you?
You can always find me at the Rokas. What happened? You can find me at the Rokas on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. The Outlaw Nation on Twitch, and my YouTube channel, YouTube.com/John Roca says, remember, 5 p.m. PT Live, the Hot Mic. Come join us. Thank you, everybody.
Don't run away yet. I got two more that jumped in. Excalibur said, I thought I figured it out. Watch Fantastic Mr. Fox. No, Superman isn't here. How dare you, sir? And then finally, I am Jax. I think I had a question about sound mix that was missed. If not, I have a good one. Did I miss that one? I don't know. If we did, I'll look for it. I'll look for it when John. I'm gonna let John get out of here. He's been here for a little long.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Let me see. I am Jax. Because there's something about. I thought I caught them all, but if I missed it, and there's another one actually. Someone put in one about the other day. That was a spoiler, and here it is. This is from Bulldog 31087 that I said I would read. And it's the clone getting sent into the black hole looks like a way for him to come back in later films as Bizarro. Thoughts. So yeah, we talked about that today. And yes, I do think that is the case. I think you're going to bring him back as Bizarro. Jax, I can't find that one. I'm not sure. So yeah, let me real quick, just throw it in the regular chat. I'll see if I can highlight it. But I don't know what you asked. I'm sorry. But I do want to make sure again that people know we have the Loki thing up. I put that up today because tomorrow, like I mentioned, I have 2 out of the theater reactions. I have 2 reviews coming out, and then Friday we'll have Loki season 2, episodes 3 and 4. We should finish up that season by next week. And then I'm trying to think what the other things. Yeah, I'm trying to give you guys updates once I find out. As soon as I get an answer back from the director that has it, if they like it, if they dig it, then we'll be moving pretty quick. If they pass, I'll be out to other directors, so I'll let you know. But we're moving, we're shaking, trying to do some things. So I hope you guys are enjoying everything that we're doing here. And that's it. So someone just, what's the timetable for the Kickstarter? That's pretty much that's my timetable right now. I just got to figure out what pieces are in place, but the script is done. Well, the first draft of it is done. And that's it. So anyway, I'm trying to see if there's another one here. I am Jax. No, I didn't see it, but if I find it again, I am Jax. If I find it over tomorrow, I'll try to run it. But thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate you. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. Thank you for John Roca. Thank you for all you guys. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace out.
Mustard.
Perfect.